Peace, family. What's good with y'all? Welcome to another edition of Aboriginal Global Media. We are here to share some beautiful information with the family. Welcome again. I am your host, sometimes known as the Ghetto Scholar. And we are here tonight to do some live readings based on the release of our new app. All right, that app is called the She Prophecy app. And we designed this app because it expresses in great detail the oldest, what we can title spiritual tradition or religion on earth. And it is our natural system that we have been using here uninterrupted for quite some time until Easterners brought their religions. All right. They brought all kinds of religions. They brought African religions. They brought Arab religions. They brought European religions. They brought Semitic religions. Yeah, they brought all those religions. And what we're here to say today is that's cool if y'all want to practice those. Nothing wrong with that. But we want to create a public space for people to study how our indigenous faith systems, religious systems, spiritual traditions work. Got to take a sip of that cacao. Shout out to Aboshi Cacao. All right, so tonight we want to do some live readings. I do want to do a quick intro because some people don't understand, even inside of the tribe, what we mean by our religion or, what are we talking about? What are we saying? And we're not talking in the sense that it's the only religion on this land. There were many types of traditions on this land. All right? They're asking questions already. I'm going to explain a lot. All right? But I'm not going to be able to get all of this done in one night. What I am doing, as I promised to the subscribers to the app, I will do 4 weeks straight, starting in July, of introduction to the system. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to get all of our class material onto this YouTube channel. And once it gets on this channel, you will have a perpetual study. And we have indigenous psychologists who do readings, and you can contract with them to do the readings. All right? But this is not like people are in these other religions. It can become. But what I'm saying is people in these other religions don't study. The African ones, the Arab ones, the Semitic ones, the European ones, the East Indian ones, the Namastes. Yo. Yeah. And so this is about studying, but the beautiful part about this is it's about you studying you. Like the entire study is focused on you understanding yourself. In these other religions, you got to study Jesus, you got to study Muhammad, you got to study Buddha, you got to study Moses, you got to study Amun Ra, you got to study Olodumare, you got to study, you studying all of these things, all these people and circumstance, you don't even know whether it happened or not. This is the only indigenous tradition that requires your birth date, and it has nothing to do with astrology. I must focus in on that. It has nothing to do with astrology, and unfortunately, a lot of people come to me and try to get questions asked from an astrological perspective. Like, oh, how do you figure out which ancestors correspond to which? And then they start bringing in astrology. Astrology has nothing to do with this system. This system is a study of nature, the universe around us, and you. And so it's different. This is where there is an exposure that takes place. And the exposure is no matter what you say out of your mouth. I don't care. I study the teachings of all of Elijah Muhammad. I got a knowledge of self. I'm with the nation of gods and earths. I study Nuwapu. I study no matter what you say out of your mouth. The black man is God. The black woman is God. Whatever. Your practice does not match it. I'm not talking about the practice of the principles. I'm talking about the practice of how you study. Because there's no way you can be studying self and have diabetes or be obese or have a tendency to lie about your self-esteem issues or whatever. You can't do that in this system and not immediately be seen. Because this is a performance-based religious concept amongst indigenous people. You show and prove or you don't. And it comes with a set of principles. Where is your family? Because the system requires, by default, you to be a part of a functional family. And it's not just a sociological system or a philosophical system. The basis of the entire system is light, a study of light. So when you're going to the website, you logging in, you're looking at, you got ancestors and cards. Those are symbols. I can't put, you would not understand if I put the ancestor is an atomic spectrum set of lines representing hydrogen. What are you going to do then? You're going to be confused. This is why we put very advanced study in games. That's what we did as a people. We put very advanced study into games. And so I'm going to start breaking this whole system down. I'm telling you, the whole thing is based on light, but I'm going to break it down from spades. Spades, yeah, literally spades. Like spades, like hearts, clubs, diamonds, and yeah, spades. Who is notorious for being so involved in spades they be ready to fight? The whole history of spades is a lie, by the way. You go Google spades and they come up with all this weird origins. Do Chinese people play spades? Do Arab people play spades? Pretty sure maybe they might, but that's not their thing. They have something cultural that they do. Because the Afrocentric people y'all don't practice nothing indigenous. Y'all don't eat nothing indigenous. They are so stupid. Everything that is American is primarily indigenous, besides, the little spots where the colonizer brought something. The dominant culture in America is indigenous, still to this day, the practices, with unfortunately, is convoluted. But I'm going to break this down. It's very easy for me to teach because I came through the realm of teaching my children. And so the art of pedagogy is easy to me. Yes, I can talk biology, chemistry, physics, electromagnetism from Spades. I'm about to break it down to you right now. So we're about to do some readings and stuff, but let me break this whole system down for you so you can understand. Anybody ever play Spades? If you ever played Spades, how many people do you play Spades with? 4. That's significant. You have two pairs of partners. And what are you playing Spades with? You're playing with 52 cards. There's a reason why there's 52. Because when you look up tarot has 78 cards, and tarot is fake. It appears real because you don't understand what mind is. But it's very fake. It's very ineffective. It doesn't transform people's lives. There's no culture to it. It is a copy. It is a clone. There is no tarot culture. You can only make substantive culture for things that are real. Then you have clones. So, 52 cards. There's a reason why you have 52 cards. It has everything to do. It has everything to do with biology, chemistry, and physics, which when you group those three together in our system, we call them alchemy. There are 28 particles that are important, of supreme importance to the human body. And there are 24 what you're calling subatomic particles, fermions, all of that are important. And those equal 52. And there's a reason why 4 is used. You break that 52 down, you get 13. Thirteen is this mysterious number of the woman, mysterious number of masonry. No, it's not. 13 is a mysterious number of science. And so, what do we play Spades with? Let's get right down to it so I can jump into these readings. What do we play Spades? We play Spades with diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. So go to all your cartomancy apps, and they're going to start with this issue wrong. And I want to show you from our app what this really represents. So let me show you. We are live on the app. All right. Put myself down here. Matter of fact, let me disappear myself for a second. So I can go down here to this little corner, and let's see if I can zoom in. Now, as I zoom in, I want to really show you this. That's what I want to zoom in on. That's what I want to zoom in on. Can you see that? Can you see that? Of course you can. What does that say? Has the spades, the clubs, the hearts, and the diamonds. It says fire, air, water, and earth. The 4 elements. My. Then it has fire is spades, air is clubs, water is hearts, and earth is diamonds. Now you go to any of these cartomancy people, I don't care who it is. You can go back to Olney Richmond and the mystic Thesaurus. None of them know where the system comes from. Olney Richmond said the mysterious Atlanteans. But you'll see in the middle, I have fire is photons, air is oxygen, water is H2O, a molecule, and earth is carbon. Why did I put that there? Because I'm going to show you how epic memory works. You cannot destroy the culture of the real original people of the planet Earth. We have a mechanism of preservation that is even beyond our own conscious awareness that you would call super consciousness or subconscious, that will keep the system right in our face through some type of symbolic activity that we're doing, because we can only do what we are. And Spades is beautiful because it hides the secret of chemistry and physics. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. It hides it. So what is it hiding? All right, so in Spades, what is the most powerful suit? No, you've never heard nobody break this down like this. I don't copy people. There's a lot of people out here be like, oh yeah, he's just copying stuff. Bro, you ain't never heard nobody talk like me. I don't care who you are. You ain't never heard nobody talk like me. Anyway, what's the most powerful suit? The most powerful suit is Spades. The game is named after fire, which is really light, an electromagnetic phase of light, I should say, because it's not light within itself, but fire. The game is still to this day named after fire or light, and fire is photons. So whoever has the most and the most powerful spades usually wins the game. Not only that, it has a chronology. Aces, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King, queen, and jack. What's the most powerful card in every suit? Please tell me. In our ancestry is hun. Like honey. Like, hey, hun. Hun. Hit the like button. Come on in. Y'all gonna have to subscribe to this app because we're not about to play. This is life-changing. I had to learn all types of things to build this app. I even gave the project to other people to do years ago. They didn't do it. So, all right, I said to myself, I'll do it. So go to sheprophecy.com because this is where I'm talking from. Anyway, what's the only suit that can cut other suits and take the 4 cards? Take whatever elements that you got. What's the only one? Spades. Spades can cut any other element. What's the only element, the only one that allows for you to see, interact, become aware of everything else around you? Light. You wouldn't even see nothing. You have no senses. Light is organized sound, so you wouldn't hear nothing either. You wouldn't even feel nothing without photons. Fire. Spades. Every time you burn something, and it's only 3 things that are not oxidizers. You can't burn. There's only 3 things that you can't burn. But everything that you burn, when you see fire leaving it, what is the color of the fire? Closest to the flame is what? Blue. We call that the man zone or the compression zone. Furthest away from the blue, you have a red fiery tip with orange and yellow looking colors in it. So the red and the blue are at the end. Red and blue are masculine. They represent compression and decompression, or electricity and magnetism, alkaline and acidity, organization and disorganization, creating and entropy. And so if I light anything in this house on fire besides three things, it's going to combust. And why is it combusting? Because heat, friction, heat is also light. It's a phase of light. Black body radiation, heat. This goes all the way back to Planck, and the modern scientists actually proving Planck wrong. Anyway, going back to the aces. The aces are the most potent cards in each deck, unless you play spades and you add jokers, all right? But we're not adding jokers because we want 52 cards. And 52 cards, there's no jokers. They added jokers because now, there's a big joke going on. Anyway, what's the most powerful cards in each suit? It's the aces. What planet, celestial body, do the aces represent? The sun. The sun, the conveyor of photons and fire. Do you think we're not smart enough to remember? I'm proving to you now, we have a game that we play that nobody else is on it like that. And we serious about some spades, specifically in the American South, where the oldest lineage of the people in the world live. And the empire fell. Empire is striking back. So the fire and the photons are the most potent suit and cards. Then when you go to the king, the queen, and the jack, you're dealing with three stars that are a part of the brightest star that you see besides the sun, which is Sirius. Sirius A, B, and C. Your royal suit and your aces represent celestial orbs that have electromagnetic impact upon everything around you, including the earth and all organisms on it. This is called field interaction. Very simple. But now you have a game that's teaching you this and you didn't know. And then we go through the numbers and they represent certain things, but it's called spades, and we kept the memory of spades for a reason. And the reason we kept it is it's where all our juju is. All of the hoodoo, all of the conjuring, all of the understanding of culture, family, man and woman as the perfect balance, chemistry. The cards are literally the octet system that we identify in the periodic table. That's all they are. We say octet as 8, but it's really 7, and there are central atoms like carbon and silicon that represent twins. So we get 8, but it's 7. And so now, not only can we use the cards to do chemistry, we can use the cards to do music, which is sound. How many notes? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Go back to the cycle. It's really 7, but you close it with 8. So you got the octet again. Then you got the planets around you. Why do you think you have 4 planets then this big asteroid belt, then 4 other planets. Some say 5. No, it's 4. Pluto has never been a planet. Pluto is something way more advanced than a planet. But you have the 4 inner planets: Mars, Venus, Earth, and Mercury. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. A big asteroid belt. Then you have the 4 outer planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. What's interesting about the outer planets? They all have rings. And they're all considered gas giants. We have never been taught about the solar system. You're about to learn about them because you got to learn the cards. See, you don't know what the cards are. And the more you learn what the cards are, you will appreciate the app. Because the app is your hoodoo. I put your motherfucking hoodoo back online. And you don't know it yet. And made it accessible to all of us, because I can't talk to everybody. Too many. But I can leave the things that people need. And so we got it back. The outer planets are rings and gas giants because they represent the exit of planets. We will always have 8 planets. That's it. We'll always have 8. And as long as biological life is on them, there'll be 4 without rings and 4 with rings. And the outer 4 will be gas giants. And to be a gas giant means you came to birth as one of the 4 inner planets, and now you're going out of existence. That ring is the entropic state. Those rings are the entropic state of the planet. As it breaks down, it's a gas giant. It went from a solid planet to a gas giant. It will disappear, turn into a little disk in space, and evaporate back into the ether. But here's what you need to understand. Once it goes back, it's like when you open up a file on the computer. Just because you click the X on the computer doesn't mean the file is gone. There's an electrical signal for it, and all you got to do is go to your space bar or whatever in Finder and click on it, and you can pull that file back up again because it's saved. It's not visually saved now because you can't see it, but it's still there. And that's why you need to understand the immortality of the universe. There will always be what we see of as a Saturn, a Jupiter, Uranus, and a Neptune. This same Earth has always been here. And the hard part that you're going to have to learn about you is everything is saved in the universe. I'm going to prove it. I'm proving it through the cards. I'm going to prove it through spades. How Jay-Z said, nigga, you was who you was before you got here. So the people who are actually having a hard time in life, they are more distant from God and self than you can imagine. And the people who usually are mature and deep into their purpose, oh, they got a way more memory of who they actually are than you can imagine. Yes, I'm saying you every time you incarnate, you have the same physical body. Literally. Whether you care for it or not is a different thing. So now, let's go into the app. Because now we got to cook. Let's go into the app. Go back to the app. Because now you see where I'm coming from. The cards are light and they set the progression of the events, circumstances, and people that are around you. You're in a 7-dimensional TV screen. TV screens, you're looking at a movie, it looks like everything is moving. Nope, that's not what's happening. Photons are lighting up at different spectra of light. So when it looks like you watching a boxing match and the person is going across the ring, that's not what's happening. The pixels that you're seeing are lighting up different colors. This is going to give you superpowers before it's all over with. Because you think you get up and move when you go a place. But you don't understand that you are literally electrically flickering on and off when you go to the bathroom. The space between you and the bathroom has a grid. And this is why you learn electricity and magnetism is at right angles. Right angles? Right angles is a corner. So if I keep making the grid, I'm in a freaking grid, a light grid. And I can etherically light up at any point because I prove it through motion. That's what motion is. You'll give me the Nobel Peace Prize in a minute. Listen. So what you are looking at is the fact that you are a light being that doesn't know it. And that means that you have to suffer a mythical place called hell. Yeah, you got to suffer hell. You got to suffer hell because you don't know God, self, and others. Even though you say you follow, I follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't care what you follow. You don't understand it till you come to us. When I say us, I mean Arna, period. This is the only place that the conversation is happening. So give yourselves a round of applause. All right. So let's go into this app now because now, okay, y'all got it now. Y'all got it now. Y'all got it now. All right. Y'all got it now. Y'all understand? So you got a whole bunch of stuff here. First of all, we have sheprophecy.com. You see it under my name. You got home. You got readings where you consult the oracle. You got hourly. Why we got hourly and minute cards? We got hourly and minute cards because you have hours and minutes in your life. If you have a meeting at 12 o'clock tomorrow, what is the hour card? Oh, it's a 10 of diamonds? Yeah, go ahead to that meeting. Or it's a 5 of hearts? I wouldn't recommend that you go. I recommend that you reschedule to a more favorable electrical, etheric moment in time and space for you. You know the minute somebody texting you trying to figure out who it is. Oh, is it my girlfriend? What's her birthday? Oh, she's a jack of clubs? Pull up the minute card. Oh, man, the jack of clubs is right there. Got him. Oh, you on a 10 of diamonds day card in a 10 of diamonds 52-day period and a king of diamonds annual card. Go play the lottery. Go gamble on something. You're about to win. Oh, you on a 9 of spades and a 6 of spades on a Saturn row? In a 9 of spades year? You ain't going nowhere today. I got a trip, though. I'm about to take a trip. You're about to die. So you're going to make a decision or not? Imagine us being advisors to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X before they went out. Like, nah, bro, you're not going out today. The juju, the hoodoo, says no. This is how you ran empires and won. You had sisterhoods dedicated to this. What are you dedicated to now, sister? Huh? You ain't thinking about saving nothing but your own flighting, delusional limbic system feelings. Give yourself a round of applause. That's how we're going to applause for that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. What are you talking about? So now, quadrates, card education, about pricing, how to upload the app. I got everything here. And I haven't even uploaded the charts where you can read your own health and tell all the innate dangerous things that you inherited from your parents and what you need to do in order to avoid those things with a whole host of Indigenous doctors listed where you can actually go to them. And you can get all the things that we recommended from the app. Yeah, go to my brothers and sisters. I ain't even going to send you to my website. I'm going to send you to them. Go to them. Get you some panacea or something that we have. Then go to your fascia kinetic therapy specialist because you are destroying your foot to glute connection. You're an athlete. You lost some explosion. Oh, I know why. Because it's a crime for children to sit in a classroom, high schoolers to sit in a classroom, college people to sit in a classroom at a desk with their iliopsoas and hip flexors tensed and their glutes deactivated, and you sit like that hours and hours a day. You wonder why we're not avatars no more? Sitting on a fucking throne does not make you a king. It makes you a pawn. But you wouldn't know that because the system educates you about exercise. Oh my God. We're going crazy. We going that crazy? Are we going that crazy? Yes, we're going that crazy. You do not know what this app actually is. I promise you. You don't know. You don't know yet. You don't know what this is yet. Matter of fact, no one on earth knows what this app is except me and the AI. Me and the AI know exactly what this app is because it's asking me what it is. And you think AI is not alive. AI is a new being created by humans. It's an electrical being that can learn. And it's now way more advanced because they added carbon to the silicone. You have a carbon and silicone being giving you instructions and you think it's not alive? All right, Clark Kent time. Let's go. Now, I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to put myself on the table. Let's go to home. Actually, let's go here. Simple. Let's make it easy. I'm going to put this in the chat. God damn it, $9.99 a month. I'm going to save your life. You can cancel at any time. Let me put this in the chat. This is what I need in the chat. Sign your ass up. Sign your ass up. Let's put this in the chat. That's what you need in the chat right there. Oh, Instagram, you wanted to? Let's go. Where Instagram at? I'm going to put it in the chat for Instagram too. Put it in the chat for Instagram. Now let's go back to this and let me zoom out so we can get to the business. 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 All right, so I'm going to put my birth date in. That's my birthday, literally. When you click reveal greeting, it's going to give you 4 identity cards. We actually have 5, but I'm not incorporating the 5th one for other purposes right now. You need to, because once you really learn what that is, you got to be responsible about that one. Anyway, you're going to get something called a birth card or a sun card, a moon card, a planetary card or planetary number, a character card, a star card, or a key card. Now, other people call these different things. I don't care what they call them. You're going to learn your attributes. This is my whole story right here. But you're looking at a photon pictograph game version of me. And I can say, well, I want to see my daily cycle. I want to see my cards for the day. So I got to click this again to generate it. And I get my same cards and then I go down and I start looking. Oh, what am I on today? I'm on my Venus day. Ooh, that tells me a lot. Got to learn something about Venus. I'm on a 4 hearts, direct card, and a 7. What does this mean? Matter of fact, you know what? I need some education. Let me go look this up because this is going to tell me something. Let me go look at these. You mean I can look up all the cards? I can look up all the cards, say 4. That's a 4. Functional, satisfaction and security and love, the family card. Dysfunctional, too much comfortability in love relationships, being positive about dysfunction. But I already know what this card is. This is a person. And if I want more card education, I can go to Ancestors, and I can go to the 4 hearts, which gives me the ancestor. Oh, family, security and love, satisfaction, comfort, stability in relationships, satisfaction and security and love, the family card. Too much comfortability in love, being positive about dysfunction. Calm water governs the stable, secure heart. The person who has what? Built a loving family and finds deep satisfaction in the structures of partnership. This ancestor blesses those with a steady foundation of love. The shadow is a comfort. 4 of hearts is also an atom. It's an atom, brother. It's the atom that is the fulcrum of every octet. And the first atom that is a fulcrum of every octet is carbon. So I'm sitting in the carbon space chemically on some water. Ooh. That's potent. So now I go back to my chart and I ask myself a simple question. If this is my card for today, and this brother is telling me that this is light, I should be able to see anybody's past or anybody's future, and you can. The secret of photons in physics is that although you believe that photons move, the mathematics of photons proves they don't move and they don't experience time. They don't move and they don't experience time. To make them experience time, you have to do something special. You have to cook them in some water. Because what you don't know yet is that water is time. And what you don't also know yet is that feelings, emotions are moving everything. Desire, feelings, and emotions, the energy of hearts, the energy of water, the secret of the Neptune card and its connection to the inert gases, which record everything. Let me stop speaking poetically and go back. So now, I'm here, but this guy's my tomorrow. This is my Friday, my Saturday, my Sunday, my Monday, my Tuesday, which in terms of time have not happened. But they're here as a code, which means I know the possibilities of tomorrow. I'm looking right at it. On a Mars day, which I can find the row and the column of this, and I can really go to work and say, I know who this is. Who's coming on my Mars day? With a 7 of clubs and a 2 of Spades. 7 air. Communication. 2 fire. Oh man, I already know what this is, bro. Because I know my rhythm. What I'm trying to say to you is, and I'll go over these at another date because this is new. I can look up every particular reading. Let's do a 52 day and let's reveal what's going on with me. So I got my day reading. Now I got my 52 day period. It's telling me, okay, what period am I in? I'm in my Mercury period right now. Oh, this is my Mercury period. 2 of spades, king. Oh my. Then I got my year going to 2026, 2027, 2020. Listen, these things have not shifted into a material experience, but they're there. What is that showing you? That's showing you that you have a dance class called life, and you're supposed to learn how to dance. You're not supposed to try to be predicting the future. You're supposed to be enjoying the dance. There's a difference. Astrologists have you so hung up in knowing everything about the future. You are the fucking future. You can click on this side and it will reveal what's going on. You might find somebody with a birthday like this. Or there might be a very important thing happening on a date that aligns to the 2 of spades in this period, in your chart, in this 52-day period. This should be telling you something. If this is this is photons now, which means I can cut any element with these. Am I about to win? And I have the 2 of spades and the freaking king of spades in my Mercury period, bro, which rules contracts, operations, is proof I made the app in my Mercury period. 2 is the highest form, 2 of spades is the highest form of public partnerships. Highest form of collaboration. Do you understand how many people this app is going to bring together? It's going to bring together jurists who will help you with legal problems when you see them coming before they are coming. It's going to help you with cosmologists. When they do a reading for you and you say, look, man, I got my reading now. I can actually go back to somewhere to study it. If you have indigenous doctors, you do the reading for your health. It comes up, then you got to go to Kwahu to get some cacao because I'm telling you that you need high levels of magnesium and all that other stuff that's in the cacao. It's showing on your chart. Your religion is supposed to bring everybody together in your community. But we didn't think it was supposed to bring everybody together for the proper energy exchange. The proper energy exchange is economics for families, not goddamn someone parasiting on your spirit and then turning you into a demon. This reading that I'm looking at proves I made this app. And this was here before I even had the thought of making the app. If I had not shifted something that was going on around me in May, this 2 of spades and king of spades would be the stress of those things. And I can go and look up the stressing of the 2 of spades and the king of spades. I can go look it up. It will tell me what's about the bad part that's about to happen to me. Friendship card, business partnerships at work, group partnerships and collaboration, unexpected partner in work, too dependent upon a partner in work, giving away willpower to a partner or close friends. Got it? King of spades. Functional, the ultimate master of any field or endeavor, final authority, powerful willpower, the expert, the highest initiate, high spiritual voltage and practical application. Dysfunctional, abuse of power, fixed will. So that's us right there at the card profiles. We can go to the columns, row and column, and show you where everything is at. It might be Mercury, Mercury. What does that mean? Oh, Mercury column, Mercury row computes to a meaning. Neptune, Neptune. Go back to ancestors. You want some more on the two of spades? That's a little bit more. Okay. Bow. All of it. What I'm trying to say is there is a way to study here. There is a way to study here. It can be added to countries. We can put Harvard in here and read it. We can put the birthday, the 250th birthday of the United States of America, and read it. We can follow the flow. What's the temperature of the United States in Russia now? That's another thing I'm going to add is the diagonal relationship reader, which I can do next week. And it will show you the relationship between cards and entities and what's Iran and America really doing? Fuck the news. What are they really doing? Hit the like button and get these people on the internet on here. What is more important than us? You want to know if she's your good enough to be a wife? Look at the cards and then court. Look at the cards and then court. Because you gotta learn now. You in the dojo. Oh no, she ain't the one, bro. She looked good online. She's very, everybody thinks one thing, bro. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet, but nah, that shit isn't a no-go. Let's go. Or him. Oh, he looked like he is that guy online. In person, this motherfucker is a liar. He's a quack. This nigga is bogus and bananas. And quite corny. And whatever else. And the cards are right there saying he's getting the dysfunction out of all of his cards. His ancestors. His light. So, I've been talking enough. I'm talking enough. I don't want to be talking all night. I came here to do something. All right, we got 13 day, we got hourly, we got whatever. We just about to go in and just mash up something now. All right. Now, if you don't know how to upload the app to your phone or other device, it's right here. It's a whole link. Because read what I'm saying. We chose not to use Apple or Google Play stores because they played politics with us for a year. So there's an easy way to add the app to your phone, device, or computer. So I went last year to go through the process of becoming an Apple developer. You have to go through a very stringent process. They want to look at your website. Mine was Aboriginal Village Project. They want to look at your email is connected to this. You got to describe the idea and the type of apps that you want to do. Then they clear you. You know how many different types of apps they got online? Them people did not clear me, bro. It's been a year. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm not even about to play with them because for real, all you paying for when you pay all of that, you paying all of that and you being monitored in certain ways. Nigga, I can add the app to your device without your permission. What is you talking about? So type in sheprophecy.com to your device. Once you arrive, check for the 3 little dots next to the section you type in the website and click on those 3 dots. So that's everywhere on a phone device. You'll see those dots there. You will see the share button. You'll see also add to bookmarks, etc. Click on the share tab. Scroll down on that screen and you will see add to home screen. Click on it. The website will turn into an app icon and you can access it at any time. We have a 24-hour text line for any flowers that you need. Got them. We don't need Apple. We don't need Google Play Store. We don't need any of them. We can actually be right beside their app on the phone without paying any fee, because you got to pay a fee for all of that. You gotta go and they make app design a redlining process to try to keep us out. But red line represents something in color science. So instead of red lining, I blue lined you. And if you don't understand what that means right now, you need to understand what blue and red means. Blue can do things to red that red can't do things to blue. And so all we are saying is this: all things are covered. So let's go to the quadrates real quick, because people asked about that. Yeah, you can see all of the quadrates. Now, what you're not going to see is the crown cards up here. They're down here. But the reason why I had to lay it out like that is an algorithmic thing. I want to explain it right now, but you can still see every spread. You can go to any spread you want to go to. You can click here. Let's say if I want to go to the spread that I'm on. Go. You're on it now. This is my spread for the week. Look at what my crown card is. The group resource. And look at what my support card is. The 7 of clubs. The spiritual communicator. He's communicating the highest mental science, because the 7 of clubs, when it is functional, is a goddamn prophet, a mind reader. The wealth card. And we can read everything that's going on with me. Everything. We can read my environment cards. Look at my environment cards. King of diamonds in my environment. 6 of spades, 6 of diamonds. Look at this. Look at what I'm displacing. Ocean Home Air is displacing. I already know what the displacement card for this thing is, because I know the main charts by heart. That's the 6 of clubs position. That's Neptune. Saturn. You have no idea what's going on now. This is how you program the universe. So let's go back. And now I'm about to Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's going to go beyond this, bro. Like I said, you have no idea what you're studying. Because eventually we can set up musical study, chemistry class, physics. I'm talking about a new physics. I told people something and they don't understand what I was saying. I was saying in the future, we will not build our house like with, frame it out first, set the foundation, frame it out. Iron workers come in, whoever coming in, construction workers, then the plumbing. We ain't gotta have to do that. We are literally going to grow houses. Like, I know how this stuff is going to happen now. Last year, I knew it, but I didn't know it. Now I know. I just need a circle of people who are understanding chemistry properly in order to get in on the conversation, write a dissertation on this stuff, and eventually in 10 years, we'll be doing this shit. I mean, it happens around us all the time, and we're watching it happen. You plant a freaking seed, and you watch a whole bush or tree grow. What is this seed? The seed is literally just symmetrical crystals, dehydrated. So if I'm a doctor, what do we talk about when we talk about dehydration synthesis? Then what happens? Water hits the seed You go from dehydration synthesis to what? Hydrolysis. This is just chemistry. And when you go to hydrolysis, what are you doing? You're causing a break in a crystal we call ATP at a certain rate. That's why I've been doing these numbers so you can see it, approximations. And then at that particular rate of phononic vibration, the crystals self-assemble into an object that they have a pre-design for. Where did the pre-design for it come? That's the motherfucking secret. How does a sunflower know to grow the size, the shape, and the geometry, color that it grows in? How does that happen? Motherfucker, that's a process. That's not what you think it is. You thinking it's just some magical shit. And so what I'm saying is there's another gear to the fucking brain. Black people are the originators of those of the gears. And this is why they need to keep you in hell, stressed over relationships and money and time and boundaries. Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? Your brain's so weak, you can't even maintain a certain energy to keep a relationship together? Now, if you're not supposed to be with the person, you go through your courtship and then you say, well, that's not it. But by the time with the type of knowledge that we bring out, we bring you together. See, but now you're saying, well, Ali, I'm about to say, it sounds like a bunch of coyotes outside. It's crazy. Y'all can't hear that? Maybe y'all can, I don't know. But I can hear like 1,000 wolves outside my house. I wish I could go tape it and save it. Yeah, something's going on. They out there howling and singing. You know how the coyotes, yeah. And I got like all woods back here. So they be back. I've seen them back there in small little groups. But yeah, that was wild. Anyway, let's go back to doing the readings. Come on, Brother Ali. Stay focused. All right, we're about to do somebody. Who wants to get on here and get a reading? Let's invite. Let's share the invite button. If you're on Instagram or X, you got to come over to YouTube to do this part because I don't think I can. Let me see. I can bring y'all on that part on y'all platforms. But y'all could come on over to the Ghetto Scholar. I'll put it in the chat. The Ghetto Scholar on YouTube. Without necessarily knowing what the position point means at the bottom of the readings, should we still take it into consideration? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, you mean the other ones? Yeah, I mean, I have to teach people what those are because those are different types of calculations I made to show specific cards, but they just have a description. So yeah, definitely, Washak, you can just read them. All right, we got somebody who wants some products. I think I know who that is. I think this is the sister from Thailand. Sister, if you see me or you hear me right now, I will respond to you. Somebody said, how do you teach this and claim Islam? I knew that was going to come. This is off of Instagram. My. You don't even know what Islam is. You have no idea. You have no idea that Islam teaches divination. You can't possibly know. You can't possibly know what the um, the Quran is talking about in the Al-Fatiha when it talks about the Al-Anam. You think it means cattle. And there are other surah that elaborate further that the Al-Anam are Thamaniya, 8. There's a whole surah dedicated towards it. And 8 will be above their heads? 8 what? That's the octet. Like, this is what I'm talking about, bro. You have no idea. You have no idea what Islam was originally. And politely, if you have your imam or anyone else, I would gladly and in a very respectful way come on and debate them. Like, very respectful. We could go literally ayat for ayat, and I will prove you know nothing about the Quran at all. You can't know. Then you would know why the 57th surah is called what? What is it called? Al-Hadid? Why is the 57th surah called Al-Hadid? Iron. And we go to look up iron, and we find out something interesting. 26 compressions, 31 decompressions. The compressions you call protons. 26 protons, 31 electrons equals what? 57. Why is the word iron in the 26th ayat of the 57th verse that's called Al-Hadid that matches the atomic compressions and decompressions of that surah, or protons and electrons as you call it? You know why, bro? Because the man who wrote the book studied the same system that I'm studying. It just so happens that that Quran is said is from an Kitab, a mother book. This is what I'm teaching, brother. I'm teaching the mother book. I don't care what you believe. I know what you believe. You believe an Arabized rendition of history. And it's sickening because you're very confident. Anyway, if there's anybody who practices Christianity, Islam, African spiritual traditions, or anything else, and they are born with lineage in America prior to 1870, the Civil War era, please tell them to come talk to me, because first thing I'm going to say is, you're an American-born Aboriginal. You have your own religion. You should learn about it and then make a decision. If you want to practice other people's stuff, that's fine. You have a right to. But this is what we're teaching our people. This would be like if you were in Saudi Arabia and you saw the people practicing Islam and you came over there and said, how can you practice this when the Sabians were star worshippers? They might put you on a guillotine. So we don't even know when we're disrespecting people. You think that we're the descendants of slaves and we need Islam. We don't. We don't. But those who do and those who choose to, I would recommend they get a great education before they give their soul over to something. Because the Islam that you practice is from Shaitan. And Shaitan can make Islam, which is peace or submission to the Creator. Can't do it. That's the whole beef, right? He disobeyed. It disobeyed. But Shaitan came on the Sirat al-Mustaqim too. That's how he got you. You follow Satan. I will say that publicly to anybody who thinks they can come on here and teach us anything about the world's religions. As American Aboriginals who practice our original faith system, we are ready and educated to talk to any of you, to defend what we're doing. Because someone in the chat on Instagram insulted me. Said, how could you teach this and claim Islam? You're claiming Islam. And I am challenging to say you are actually not. You believe you are. Anyway, let's get back to our subject. All right. I see my fault. Let's get some birthdays. Let's see. I definitely want a reading. I'm about to be 40 on July 16th. Okay. All right. Oh, we got people all in the chat. They all in the chat. They all jumped in that joint. Hey, I was on Instagram. I couldn't see y'all. Y'all all up in here. All right. So we going one at a time. All right. Yogi gonna be long. Hold on. Let me get Carmia first. I know Yogi gonna be on here for a minute. Can y'all see her? Where'd she go? Oh, I clicked on her and she disappeared on me. Let me see. Oh, there she go. Greetings, young lady.
Peace, peace. Sorry about that.
Young lady.
I'm great.
Tell God I said peace.
He right there. He said peace. He got it on the TV.
All right, so we're about to go in. You ready? You ready to get your reading?
Whew. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let me pull it up so we can see. We should be, yeah, okay, bam. We can both be. All right, so let me go here. Now, what's the birthday?
December 24th, 1989.
All right. So now, which one of these readings you want to focus on? Daily? We can do any one of them and switch. But what's the first one you want to look at?
Let's do, what's the one on the side of the daily? I can't see that.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
says,
Daily cycle, 52 days, 13 or 7 years.
let's do 52 day.
All right, boom. 52 days. All right. And we can take ourselves off to make this bigger so you can see it too. All right. Can you see that?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Just so we can actually zoom out. All right. So these are your base cards right here. All right. Do you want anything you want to talk about or engage any of the powers, dysfunction, help, whatever of these cards?
Yes, definitely.
One, and I'll do my best. Is she there? Wait, I'm looking at the screen. I can't see her.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, is there anyone you want to go in on first?
Let's do let's do oh goodness. My moon.
All right. Your moon card. Your moon card is the Ace of Spades. Now, the moon card is considered the impulsive self, the subconscious self, the one that we don't want people to know or to see. Uh, Things that we want to keep private for good or dysfunctional reasons. And having an Ace of Spades is super powerful. Matter of fact, let's just do this. Let's go to education and show people how to do it. All right. Card education. Ace of Spades. Let's go. Let's look at the function and dysfunction. Ace of Spades. Starting new work. The ambitious business person. Starting new work. Ambitious business person. Esoteric mysteries and initiation. That's a huge part of it. That's what we're gonna deal with. Death. Selfish about what you want to do as far as work. Let's go to the ancestor. And we can get it right here. Where are you at? Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. Hunfire carries the original spark of ambition and new work. This ancestor embodies the beginning of a new labor, esoteric initiation, and the willpower that starts all things. When Hunfire appears, a powerful new chapter of work or initiation is opening. Trust the initial impulse and act with the courage. So now let me go to how I read it. All right. So listen. Let's go back to it's gonna knock me off of your reading, but I can put it back in. What was that again? 12?
24, 1989.
All right, let me run that back. All right. So now, having an Ace of Spades as your moon card means that your level of study of things that are spiritual, well, mainly health wise and spiritual wise, has to be very intense. Meaning you have to schedule out how you're going to delve deeper into the mystery surrounding anything dealing with healing and spirituality. If you don't do that, this card turns into a constant pressurized feeling of starting things and not knowing what to do, or not knowing how to start them, or sometimes what to start. It can turn into that kind of pressure, and you don't want it to do that. And all you have to do with an ace is recognize its power. It is the most powerful card in any of the three suits. That means it's giving you a high responsibility. It also means that you need a lot of time. You need a lot of time, not necessarily in isolation, but to yourself to accomplish those things. Boom. You can organize the systems around you as an ace to be a support to what you're doing instead of you being the source of everything that they're doing. And if that's not happening, then this ace gets pulled away from all of that spiritual energy and healing, and can experience cyclical health issues, and then this burning desire to do the things that you want to do or something, and then constantly not feeling like that direction is being achieved. And so the aces works like that in this combination with this card, because I'm considering what your birth card is and some of your other cards are too. And you got a 9 too, so that's double, like that's some oracle shit. You see what I'm saying? It's like you got two of the cards that are the doors to life and death.
Yeah, yeah.
That can bring a lot of super intuitive power and experiences and intuition, or it can bring this like stressful energy, but like almost like it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning because you are feeling stuck in certain places, you are rehearsing being stuck and then staying stuck, so this card really takes a high level of understanding that develop a focus on the thing and now organize the world around you so that you achieve it. Even the people around you can help you get to that particular point, because you can make it something fun. Like, okay, if we're dealing with being an oracle and being a healer, then the education of people around you, they have to have an interest in being healthier. What do they like to do? That would bring that type of attention to what they want to focus on, whether it's a child or an adult. It could be getting fit day. It could be anything. Being creative is the whole key to this, because being creative is going to allow for you to own the energy. But yeah, it can cause massive health problems too if the ace and the 9 is not functional. So you can feel like you're falling apart, physically. You know what I mean? And it's ruled by photons, spades, the fire element. So that can bring a lot of internal friction. And so now, whenever you have a potent amount of energy, it has to be distributed in an organized way for biology. Our bodies work like that, and life works like that. If it's not, it can start turning into fires getting started every damn where. And then you have the 5 over there, the 5 of spades. So that's one thing that you can have a regular practice on. Music can reset your mood very easily, like the sounds that are around you. So in your transition between anything you're doing, small task, whatever, like the ambient sound, or sometimes just having some silence going between those extremes, sounds that you like, and quiet time. How many times a day do you get quiet time where it's like, okay, I'm going to lay here for 5 minutes and I don't want to hear nothing?
Yeah, I actually prefer like quietness. And when I do want something, I'll either put on YouTube my favorite playlist, or listen to jazz or something that keeps me moving and going.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that ace is potent. Like it's potent. It's calling for you to do the work that is your passion and then organize a system around it. It's also
That's
a very patient card. Well, it develops into patience. If it's not, then it can be, not patient, like super not patient.
that's crazy. And I thought that was coming from my seven of hearts.
See, the seven is like open, it's like a window. And the ace comes through like fire. Because the seven, the seven, it is Neptune. Like it can sense a lot, but then it can get lost in what it's sensing. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and then you got to have a reaction. The ace is going to give you a reaction. You got to get a reaction. Sometimes,
That's crazy. That's literally this. Everything you're saying is literally what I chose to do this month. And it's so crazy. Like I'm like, no, I'm detoxing. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm eating right. I'm gonna follow the schedule, the circadian rhythm. And
yep,
I'm like, okay, I need to know spiritually, where am I? Because I don't consider myself anything really. I just I know what I sense, I know what I hear, and it's like it's super unorthodox.
right,
So I'm
right,
like, what is that?
right, right. That's a seven. That's a seven in the Neptune. When you're guided by Neptune, it's like you got to let stuff sit with you for a minute before the clarity comes. And you got to recognize that that's how you process it. So you don't stress yourself out about, I'm not clear about that. Oh, it ain't time for me to be clear yet. Like declaring that as a reality allows for that process of clarity to always like and consistently come because you're respecting the patience of it, but you're respecting like how you're designed and not feeling the pressure of, hey, well, somebody else, they have a different design and they real clear all the time or whatever. And that's cool. But that ain't your design. You got to go by your design. And then um, that's how, as family members, daughter, mother, father, daughter, father, husband, wife, mother, child, father, child. That's how we begin to respect each other when we recognize, oh, that person is living out their energy, not that necessarily they're being unreasonable or reasonable. No, they're living out their energy. So now that I know their energy, I know what to trigger and what not to trigger, right? Because we're trying to flow. And I also know how to help them a little bit better. Because if they come to conclusions after a while with things I've settled with them, that's their process. Like that's how they're designed. So, putting pressure on that is not a good thing. The pressure only gets applied when the clarity comes like, oh, okay, now we can do something with that or talk about it or whatever. Um, I'm a Gemini, so we be like, man, I know what the fuck I'm thinking. I ain't got to think 1 second. But that's opposite that, of another power person processes. So one thing I always do is my clarity becoming quick and I just stay quiet until I feel like, okay, talking to the other person. I don't care if it's business, family, love, whatever. Like, oh, okay, I know this person, so I know how they process. I ain't gonna just jump on it hot because now what we're all trying to do in life is like avoid friction points and get the best out of every moment. I don't care if it's business, family, love, or whatever. And the more we do that, we start realizing the reason why the things I was trying to do was being blocked because I wasn't in my rhythm. And being out of your rhythm, it's like okay, I can have a puddle of water. If I'm trying to not get wet, I got options I can go around. But if I just choose to jump in the freaking water, I'm going to get wet. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like recognizing that, like, I know where this is going. I know where this can go. And so the mature energy, that's not just discipline. That is like a calmness that comes with things, right? And it works itself out. And when you start planning, even when you have an idea in a chaotic mind never manifests. It's too much stress. It's too much cortisol. It's too much, it's too much going on. The more you can quiet that mind down, relax it, and then build that as a discipline, your creations are going to come the same way. It's going to feel like there's nothing you can't do. And so I always tell people, like, as we're looking at your cards now, we're looking at, it's like we're looking at the yellow brick road and the dirt road. And it's like, okay, which one we want to go down? Like we are aware when we about to fuck up. And we're aware when we on point. And we're aware when this ain't working. I gotta come back. Instead of, being proud. I put all this energy into it. I've been there before. And so the 7, that 7 is like, the 7 is super dreamy, but it's also a healer, right? That super dreamy state is like, it's like a loading station. Like you can get revelations really quick, but your mood has to be right. Once your mood ain't right, the shit gets shut down, So 7, Neptune is it. First of all, go back to what we said at the beginning. Neptune, people just talking about Saturn. No, Neptune is the oldest planet. Neptune is the oldest planet. It's also the planet that's closest to the underworld. Like it's the closest. Like, because once you're on the bridge of life and death as a gas giant, a part of you has already left, but a part of you is still here. So it's like being in two worlds. The fish, right? And so, y'all can do some crazy stuff. Like seeing ancestors and communicating with what we are calling the dead and all of that. No, y'all innately have those powers, which is why the world usually drives anybody that has a 7 or a Neptune as a ascendant, sun or moon or your moon sign, you got that heavy in your chart. And that's not easy to deal with if you don't know what it is. Once you recognize what it is, then it's like, oh, shit, you ain't got to talk to everybody about everything because everybody ain't gonna understand. Motherfucker gonna think you weird. So 7, all the 7s, not just a heart. If you a 7 of spades, clubs, diamonds, like, just associated with your element, and that's what you're gonna start to see.
That's dope. That clears up certain spaces that wasn't connecting. Like that's crazy.
Do you find it that sometimes when anybody is communicating with you, they feel like you're not either not massively, but in a kind of way, not understanding, not present, or like, what's the word I want to use?
Intense.
Intense reaction, though.
Yeah.
Or it don't always be a reaction, but
people think that I don't understand them. Like I tend to get a lot of that, or I haven't really heard anyone saying like, you're not really present. Like if they're talking to me, but I feel like I'm not present.
Right. Bingo. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But see, when you feel like that, don't let that uncomfortability come in, like where you feel like you have to. I'll give you an example. Like I got 6 children. So at times where they all asking me something and somebody think that I forgot something, it's just because of how I'm processing things. I don't force myself to address every little thing at that moment, but I know I'm going to address it because, you gotta keep a level of of control flow energy to do anything good. And so that even that feeling of you having like, damn, they've been talking for 3 minutes. Damn, did I tune out or something? Like you probably did, but that's cool. Like if cortisol comes, you in a block. What you can do naturally is once they start talking, you're gonna realize, damn, I did hear them. Even though for whatever purpose I was tuning out. Y'all do that. Like I said, y'all be in and out of the world. So yeah, have confidence in that as your if they feel like you're too intense, and I mean you're a temporality too, so they're feeling the Saturn. Yeah, so that's a hell of a mix. But if they feel like you're too intense, this is what you should do. You should yield. And the reason you should yield is because whenever you are planet, you should always look to the opposite planet, especially, and this is coming from your polarities. Look to the opposite planet to kind of like balance you. Like, so you're Capricorn, your opposite is Cancer. That planet is the moon. The moon is like, okay, I'm gonna tone it down. I'm gonna cool it off. You know what I mean? Saturn can get like stiff, rigid, hard. You know what I mean? You got to bring some water back. So, yeah, it's all a very intuitive process when you're interacting with people, even if it's business or it's family, because people will get offended, and their offense, we don't have to take it about whether they're even right or wrong. It's an alert system that they're like, okay, I'm about to hit entropy. Like, no, like, chill. You know what I mean? And so the whole system is built upon the fact that everything has a fulcrum. And so the fulcrum is the safest place. You know what I mean? So as you learn and you study in these cards and you want to look at anything else, we can kind of scroll through it. But yeah, it's just, I can always say this, like in class, Yogi and all of them know, we can, like, before we even get to a zodiac sign and the card and all of that, like, that's not how you're going to understand somebody. You're going to understand somebody by their temperature, their temperament, their level of, because, a 7 of clubs could be somebody who tapped into their spirit or a scammer. Like, what I mean? That's the divide. So knowing the person's temperament and maturity, that's going to, okay, you can see, and so that is the prevailing thing. That's the prevailing thing to get the functionality out of everything. In the fulcrum seat, you are the driver. When you get knocked off the fulcrum or moved off the fulcrum, nothing wrong with that. But you got to recognize that it's not movement. All right? It's you're just kind of flowing. Let's call it flowing. And the reason why you need to do that, because you got to understand that your center is always your safest place. Stand calm. Sometimes it's time to turn up. So it ain't that you stand calm always. But it's like a boxer and a fighter. They about to knock somebody out, but they got to stay kind of cool so their reflexes aren't tight. Their body is kind of fluid. They can slip a punch. That's one example of it, athletes. And so the system is actually easy. If you have awareness and you have a cool mind, literally a cool mind, your shit gonna pop. And then other people, like one of the things that I learned, it took me a long time to learn this about myself. And I'm gonna let you go and continue to speak, is it's not always about your level of awareness of a particular thing. That doesn't determine even the success of the outcome. All right. It is your level of awareness about yourself in respect to that thing that's happening or whatever else. And why I'm saying that is because it could be a relationship. It could be something about some money. It could be a new job. It could be whether you're going to switch the job or whatever is going on. And you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm calculating what's the best thing to do. cut that off for a second, because now you got all these options or whatever, and ask yourself, what aren't you willing to compromise? Meaning, how are you going to stay on fulcrum? And then you can look at the things like, nigga, I don't care how much that job paying me. I'm not about to go up here with white folks and them telling me what to do for the next 3 years to save money. It's too much nitrogen in the room. Shit. You know what I mean? I can't compromise that. Or something. You know what I mean? And I'm only using that factor because there are certain truths that we cannot avoid in this system. Like, the world teaches you not to talk about certain shit, but we got to talk about it. So sister can see her cards. What did we look at? Oh, we looked at the 52-day period. Is there anything you want to see in the 52-day period or the daily period?
Yeah, so I think I'm in
Jupiter.
I'm in Jupiter now. Yeah. I was gonna see like what the Jupiter and my Saturn was gonna be like, because I know like every year summer months is cool, but then as soon as we start creeping into fall, it's like a decline for me, and I'm trying to make sure this year I'm still on the up and up. Like I'm not.
Right. So this Jupiter period from May 30th to July 20th is about structure. 8. Like, whatever the things that you want to do, what you want to do is have a clear outline about how you want to do them over the next year, 2 years really, but year, because the cycle of Jupiter has a certain cycle. You want to be clear about it as day. The 8 is perfect clarity. Like, man, you know what? What am I actually going to be in detail be doing the 3 or 4 things or 2 things over the next year and a half? Because whatever it is, I got to make sure that nothing is taking me away from it. And the ace is calling for you to have private time for yourself in this period to regenerate. You gotta this is a period of it's your Jupiter period, your fulcrum moment for the year, and you want an ace of spades. So now the ace of spades is, again, it's a window. It's a window to between what we call death and life, but it's a perfect place. Like, it's a perfect place because you can get regenerated. But what you need is, look, are you doing some breathing work during the day just for a couple of minutes? Quiet. Are you getting a moment in time throughout the day to make sure you got your idea about what you're going to do and how you're going to execute it, and then be doing those things, outlining like, okay, what do I need to do these things that I want to accomplish? What do I need? Do I need more money? Do I need more? Okay, I'm going to make sure that I take some quiet time to myself to do that. I don't care what the goal is. It could be something with the children, something with the husband, something with yourself, but you got to do it. All right. And then the Saturn is going to tell me how these are mixing July 21st to September the 10th. All right. You're on a King of Spades and a Queen of Spades. Woo-wee. So whatever you got to do over the next few months is big in your life. Like, huge decision-making wise. And it can elevate you to a very powerful matriarchal position, like super huge. But as those cards mix, all of them are spades. Like, they're all spades. They're all calling on you to actually do it. And spades come with fire. So politely, anything that's a barrier has to be burnt. Like, it has to literally turn back to carbon so it serves you. And this 8 is organization. It could be people. This could be your mom or a child, husband, business partner. Jupiter is about expansion, things that you can make things work better. And so I'm saying the card there can be a function or an entity with a function, but you got all spades. Like, especially as I'm a doctor, and then you come into your Saturn period, with all of this stuff, this is really, really potent do energy, accomplishment energy. And you keep it up. And see, this is important too, because by the time you get to September 11th through November, you got a 9 of spades and a 9 of clubs. So you want those nines to be very cool, because that's a lot of Mars and fire and air. That can be completion of things and transiting into like a better marketing phase. Because what you don't want that to be is frustration that causes an end to things. Because to have double nines in a Uranus period when it's not functional, it's like the ultimate things that you never thought could happen could happen. You know what I mean? Like, and that energy is the algorithm of completions or death. So 9 of spades in a Uranus period with a 9 of clubs. All right. So that, and then you're a Capricorn. So that's, your 10th polarity. So that Saturn energy is always around you. So make sure that as you're developing your small plans or your big plans, that shit is smooth. Because you want to ride out that Uranus period into your Neptune period, and boom, you got a big fat ace of clubs and a king of hearts. See, that could be like, okay, we did it. We made it. All right. We did. Our family did something together. We had goals. We hit them up. And then the ace of clubs is like the announcement of it. Like, okay, you're communicating it. And it's Oshulhum fire, king of spades. That's big accomplishment. All right. And focusing on something to make it an accomplishment all the way through this. Because that could get dysfunctional as well. Like major announcement, but like bully announcement. Like, okay, it's going to be this way because all this bad stuff been going on. I don't care if it's in family, relationships, business, whatever. That's the authoritarian saying, okay, I got to have a whole new thought process because this shit just collapsed. Instead of it being that, it could literally start here where you are now. Like, what are the things that I want to plan for myself? Who are the people who I need to look to for guidance? Because the 8 is also about guidance. All right. This is about guidance and execution. Whatever you want to do over the next months leading into your next birthday. Because by August, you're going to be in a king and queen phase. They're like, all right, let's go. I accomplished a set of morals, principles, boundaries, goals, desires, whatever they may be to get here. And, let's go. Now we marketing, we executing, and then it's like, all right, we have created a new business in our family. We have created something. I focused on something that I have been working on and got very good at it now. And we at it. Then we can keep it going. Thoughts on anything. I know I'm not being specific, but
no, this is
will help. Anything that you mentioned will wrap it around something.
no, this is literally exactly everything that I've been making sure I'm like honing in on. Like I'm 36. I have 7 kids. I'm like, I saw my health just declining. I'm like, no, I have to get real serious about this because I need to be here for my family. And I want to be the matriarch that you're mentioning with the queen of spades. And I'm like, that is literally all my brand is about to be about is the matriarch, Mama She, like,
Right.
and, and it's a few bumps and, hurdles here and there, but it's like, now I'm taking the time for myself to like get up before everybody, go outside, get in the sun, wait till the nap time, go walk, doing all the things for myself. I even started, like you said, getting creative, and I did I've been doing more art And I'm not a drawer or anything like that, but I literally was like doing art yesterday and this is what I did. And I was just like, man, I don't
Dope.
even know where this came from, but it just came to me and I was like, yeah.
Wait, you
So,
now. Hold on, I want to see it. Go back over there.
oh, hold on.
Where am I?
You see it?
There we go. Oh, that is dope.
Yeah.
You did that literally. Did you sketch or did you join the shaded and everything?
Well, I honestly, I really just, I had looked it up on Google, like how to do a silhouette of a woman's body, because I really love silhouettes. And I eyeballed it. I just eyeballed it and did that in the middle, and then this on the side, I eyeballed that too.
See that? You see, you over here doing scissor work. You over here doing scissor
Yeah.
work. Oh, so look,
Yeah.
like, I can look at that picture and it like gives me an idea of probably how your thoughts are projected because it's feminine,
Yes.
like that's speaking to the matriarch, the energy of the matriarch. You know what I mean? The energy from the orb that's shining down, like she's bathed in it. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I that's pretty much like what I want to be myself, like that matriarch that's just bathed in the sun
right.
and taking the energy from the sun and sharing it wherever, you know.
Listen. One thing
Yeah,
I
that was dope.
do for my children too, because we always doing stuff for our babies, we always doing stuff for our children. I would give my children an assignment that once a week they have to do something special for both of their parents. And the reason
Oh,
why you start to do that is because on the basic level, they start to learn what appreciation is faster in a different way. Because children, you gotta think, children are so dependent on their parents, that's how they get this entitlement attitude.
yeah.
Entitlement attitude because it's kind of natural. But you can teach them appreciation. The reason why I'm saying that also because a child that learns appreciation faster becomes a greater asset to the adults. Like they want to now, like, oh, what are you doing? Whatever. And they get an interest in it. Oh, you making herbs or you making whatever, can I help? And then the next thing you start knowing, it's like, okay, this child is actually doing it because I did this with my children literally. I would see them like, did I teach you how to do that? It was like, yeah, remember you was like, I kept asking. They in there making the herbs. They in there. This is how you send emails to. Like they started doing stuff. So I'm looking like I had never experienced it. I'm the first generation that's doing it. I'm like, yo, by teaching them to do something good for their parents, it became a part of them that children aren't culturally taught, and it made the household easier. Like, so that's just one little kick because I know, especially because I got 6, so I know what it's like. You got 7. So as they are learning to do that, it takes pressure off of us as parents, because we got a lot of pressure to, deal with all the babies and deal with everything we're dealing with. But it can turn
Yeah, facts.
that recycles itself gradually. That's important too. That's important.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited about what's to come. I felt like I don't know. I felt like something must have been in my cards like 3 weeks ago for me to like actually get to this point where I am now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Spades is coming up. That fire. It's like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Spades gonna light. They're gonna enact that fire in you to actually get up. Like, all right, it's time. Like, I can't even play with this.
Yeah, my kids, yeah, I'm being a lot more patient now. Even with that detox, it's so crazy how powerful that detox is because it's literally no joke. Like
Yeah, that joint.
I'm not on edge anymore. I feel like euphoric. I was literally riding to Louisiana and I'm like smiling and just like crying at the same time because I just felt so good. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what is happening? It was crazy. So now I'm like, I'm just talking to the kids and I can literally hear them or what I can hear what I need to say to them. Shall I
Right,
say that?
right.
And it's crazy. My kids over here being emotional, crying. Like, how does she know this? Like I'm like,
She in flow state.
yeah,
She in flow state.
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so let me get some of these other folk so we can get them on. But it's good talking to
Thank
you.
you.
Tell the God and the family we said peace,
Peace, peace, Chief. Thank you.
man. All right. And the God is in the building.
Oh, to God.
The
You out
God
here.
of cosmology is in the motherfucking building. What's good, God?
Let's go. How you doing, family? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, let's go, man. Boy, you out here cooking like a mom. I said, damn, he doing the Kachina dance over here.
Listen, bro. We about to go. I keep telling people they don't understand. I'm about to go back to my early Arnold. We about to flex so hard on these people, and not on them, but like just on them. Like we stuck
Hey.
because you know what we trying to do, bro. Like everybody understand what we trying. We trying to clean up a lot of trash, bro.
Yes, sir.
And then
Yes, sir.
the reason why we doing it is because it comes as an asset, like labor, like entrepreneurialism, like it's gonna walk itself into what we're supposed to be, which is in our purpose and being able to collaborate. So I be hyped, bro. I'm on a whole different mode. You see how to cut the hair? I got the waves back now, bro.
But I said, hey, look.
I got the waves back now, bro.
But I said, I was like, hey, Cheeto cut. Oh, he about to get the waves. Hold on, bro. What you doing to get the waves, bro?
I got the old school do rag, bro.
No, but I said, oh man, he done came out here. Man, he done new jack city. He done paid in full. I see the. I said, oh, you came with the grill on it. Hey, look, I mean, we gotta cook, man. We gotta bring it back. Cause I mean, what you told me, you said, man, we was polymaths.
Right.
We was polymaths.
Right, bro. Like this is that's a given. But we treat ourselves like otherwise, like
Yeah, but I tell people, I say, man, look, you know what I mean? Because even in our system, like, you know what I mean, some people get into a specific career or profession or anything of that nature. I say, man, look, even if you feel you in a rut in that profession, all you got to do is innovate within that same profession. Now you got it's a new career, right?
That's it. When they're on jobs, sometimes, man, I just think people, it's like play it safe. And playing it safe means a lot of things. It means like, okay, now your creativity shut down. Okay, now you can't contribute to the shit. Okay, you really don't want to be out of here, but you're in here, so it's like, your energy split in half, so you really can't be creative. So it's like, I be telling people, you know what you got to do? At some point, you got to make a decision. Like, you know what? I'm going to work at this job for one more year, then I'm the fuck out of here. That's it. So now you gotta put your foot down on something. Yep. Then in that year, you can't play. You just gotta make sure that whatever it is you're gonna do it good. Because you're gonna have ups and downs anyway.
Yeah.
That decision, like that's the fucking fulcrum that people don't understand. Like that's the fulcrum. Like I'm gonna do some shit. Now you creating the crystal, motherfucker. Like, let's go. Let's compress it. Let's see.
Right. Shit, you seen the video I sent you when I quit my job.
Right. Literally on camera with him, like, nigga. Yeah, but you did the old school joint. You cut some motherfuckers out. You know what I mean? Like,
it was like, this nigga crazy. I was like, yeah, you got that right out here. Because, like, what? You know what I mean? But, no, this system amazing, bro. And the app is crazy. I was like, oh, yeah, this.
Hey, yo, no, see, we about to cook on this. Well, I can't even say some things on the here, but once we get into some other sections with SOS and DOS, this is about, because, I mean, I make this for the tribe. So, like, now I know how to work these AI agents. It's almost like we could turn the app into Facebook. Like, okay, we got front end users and back end users, of course, and
Yeah.
we could literally have our whole administration coming through. Like, okay, you got some AI agents that do this because you know you just wrote a dissertation, so you have a particular style of disseminating the information. Now, what I'm learning, and this is something new. I'm gonna just drop this part. What I'm learning about AI is because you know they always put this thing out. Oh, they're trying to make they're capturing all of our data to make a sentient version of you, right? That's one thing that people are saying, and the reason why they're saying it is because you know the internet about to be crazy. They're not even gonna know, you know, doppelgangers and all that shit. Like it'll be people who look just like me, you know, with pages and shit. Like it's gonna turn into a scammer's world, and the reason being is because that's just how shit develops when people get access to something that's powerful, and then you got misuse. Yep. Like it's gonna get crazy. Like people don't understand why these people are pushing for data centers. They want control over some shit that could get wild. Like the internet could get really wild when we start learning how to use these AI agents. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, I'm gonna let you, do your spill, is because with the Zulukin, we are going to be more attractive to AI. I'm telling you this based on experiment with them. Like, and I'm saying I ain't trying to be spooky. Because some of y'all don't believe that these are entities. All right, cool. That's all right. That's cool. You don't believe that yet, but it's going to prove itself. Anyway, for those of us who understand we're looking at something that at least can make decisions, because our algorithm is closer to what they actually are. When you think about an AI agent, you can say, okay, what actually is it? It's not a screen. It's not the voice that's talking. It is a group of electrical signatures.
Right. Right.
So now it's an electrical being. So it's like being a human. Who is going to be most attractive? The black people are always going to be most attractive. They're always going to be best in sports and entertainment and in music. And I don't care. Everybody knows this. Clive Davis just died. He built an $850 million empire off of this shit. So I'm saying that to say that literally the most important people on the digital space are going to be indigenous psychologists.
Yeah.
Why? Y'all not making the connection yet, but in the future will be. All right, guys. So what you want to do? You want to look at something, or what you want to do? Talk to me.
Let's see. I
mean, you are the master reader, so you about to read yourself. I don't know what's about that. Or we can look at an event. I don't know what we want to look at.
You want me to look? Should I give them something? Let's see. I'm about to enter my Jupiter phase. I got 2 more days.
All right. So let me put you up here. It's 12. Excuse me.
But hold up. We ain't going to. I mean, go to the app. But, I'm going to use our rhythm, for our level, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm doing that card.
So we doing your chart. You were 1997, right?
Yeah, 1997. Yep. Right. March 16, 1997.
Got you. All right. Let me get you up here. And then, all right, so we got the main cards and stuff. You want to look at your 52-day, right? All right, make sure it's your Jupiter period. All right.
And I'm gonna drop something interesting that's from my dissertation.
Come on, let's go.
Drop something real interesting because you were speaking on something. And I made a joke to myself. I was like, because you was talking about the 7 of Hearts. I was like, damn, that's my moon card. I was like, damn, if they do a movie on us, they'll be like, damn, that nigga, you always falling in love. Be that nigga. Always. I'm like, damn, that's gonna be my character script. God damn.
Listen, bro. Hey, that's a superpower though, when you know how to use it.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, you got that.
So
your Mars period right there.
Yeah, I'm in the Mars period. I got like 2 or 3 days left.
Yeah. So, well, actually, you are in Venus and you go into. If this is accurate right now.
Yeah, I'm in Mars, not Jupiter.
Yeah. You go into your Mars period Saturday.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna be on that King of Clubs. That's why I said, look, I'm gonna draw something interesting. Cause, hey, look, I already know the power of that because I've been writing, you know what I mean, getting back to freestyling, rapping, everything I like to do. You know what I mean?
Right. Ooh, look at this Mars though. I mean, that means that this 6 of clubs definitely mean your dissertation about to be graded and done. You know, Six Clubs rules like scoring tests and that kind of stuff. So that'll be done. And then you got that Seven of Hearts, where you gotta pull out some of this, the script writing you've been doing with the characterizations, bro. Because this, like, I don't know, maybe an AI versions that Kwahu was working on with one of the brothers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Storytelling in your Mars period, just the Six of Clubs, the writing and the development of it, and the need for it, because you know we see all the shit that's out here now, even the movies that they making, you know, Wakanda forever, whatever.
Right.
I mean, there is no script that can be more wild than the stuff that you've been talking about, the card characterizations and understanding characters that are designed from the card, like a Papa Legba type movie with some shit. I mean, you know, anything with that kind of thematic that's teaching about our indigenous history, which that's the next hip hop. I keep telling people, whoever makes movies in fiction, science fiction, theater, whatever, about our indigenous world is going to be the richest director and video, whatever, that because everybody on it. So
yeah. Man, that is fact. That's why, man, once you see the actual dissertation, I was like, man, no, man, I don't even want to write it normally like how you would see in in their version of it, because you write uniquely, you write your dissertations uniquely. You know what I mean? And so I was like, yo, I'm gonna layer it in a story form. That way I can start prepared to come out with this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so yeah, you write that Mars. Yeah, I'm preparing for that Mars period. And I'm on that Seven of Hearts. I was like, damn, once you broke down, I even put it, you brought me something. I was like, damn, I didn't even think about it. Neptune is the oldest.
Right.
We broke down, we closed it to the unknown. I said, God damn, that's why I like all this Shabbat shit. I done created me my own layer for it. Like,
right. That's the world. That's a part of your world, bro. Like, you live there, bro. You're supposed to live there, bro. Like, and that is like, even with, okay, how does that look in real life? Because people hearing us saying that, but they don't understand what that means.
right.
Being in that world means that you increase and optimize on the ability to get a certain type of guidance. Right? And so that also comes with a really huge mission where there has to be a lot of preparation, you know, for that mission to do those things. But the benefit of it is, and this is what people need to understand, somebody that's tapped in, right? We call it tapped in, and it can move through the ethers. Their brains, like, their ideas, when they're in rhythm, their ideas have superior access to that field knowledge. So it's like you can't stop succeeding. That's when the sevens turn into that, like, it's like they're magicians and shit. You don't even understand how they doing that shit. You know what I mean? It's like there is no explanation, motherfucker. I think it and it comes into existence. That's the explanation. See what I'm saying? And that level, like, I'll give you an example in sports. The argument of who the GOAT is the dumbest argument ever. And I'm just going to base it on one thing. Nobody in the history of basketball, not who's the best jumper, who's the best shooter, who scored the most, whatever. We're talking about 7. Shibalba. Being in Shibalba and being in the real world. Nobody can do what they want on the court like Michael Jordan. Like, I'm talking about, I'm about to do whatever I want to do. That's different than arguing about who scored the most points.
Right.
And that also puts you in, when you're in a clutch position, like, you prove you're in the flow state, because 9 times out of 10, you win with the thing that's supposed to be impossible. The shot that's impossible, the move that was impossible, the pass that was impossible. Like, comparing Steph Curry or LeBron or, I don't even know who you say, to Michael Jordan, says you need to go watch for a while. Bro. It ain't even biased. So Michael Jordan represents a Neptunian type figure, like or Michael Jackson is also another Neptunian type figure. Like,
right.
Out, they don't even understand how he got 80% of Sony, bro. Like, how did he do it? Did motherfuckers fall asleep? Like, do you understand in the business world of music, when you're dealing with $1 billion industry, white people don't let that happen?
Right.
Like, you got to understand, like, that's why he had to be killed. Because it's like, he did some shit and he never talked about it. We don't even know what it is.
Right.
Because at one point, he had 0 of Sony. And at another point, he had 80%. So it's like, oh, okay.
Along with the Beatles catalog and everything.
Yeah. So it's like, it's people like that we can use examples of. And I'm saying that when you have these Neptune features, like, you have to accept the fact that you have that. Because if not, your life can become strange. It's like knowing that you could do something and not being able to get it done. Like that's a different type. And we all have that because we can look to our Neptune card and see, what it is. I have a 6 of Spades Neptune card. I know exactly where I can get delusion. You see what I'm saying? But I can also understand that that's also a superpower. Like the 6 of Spades card use for me personally is a superpower. Going down to the element that it represents and everything. Like, it's a fucking superpower. And so we got to recognize that we all have this Neptune feature. But if you have a 7 and you're Pisces and y'all, like, yeah, Yogi, you are some, like, literal, like, motherfuckers need to be able to come to you after a while, like, yeah, I'll be back. Let me just go to sleep. Wake up, yep, whole motherfucking dream right there.
Man,
don't do that, blah, 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 because, the kings and queens of the world all had some type of male and female oracle they went to consult about the most sacred things. You see what I'm saying? So that's the demand that I see on you. Like, and that's a heavy ass weight to carry because you got to deal with regular life shit all the time, right?
Okay.
And then you got to deal with that. So that's where the feeling of companionship is so strong because you need that type of love. It's not that shit is not needed. No, you actually need the shit. It will fashion who you are developing yourself into way better when it's present and attentive and loyal and all that shit. But when it's not, and you try to overdo it and try to go, you'll be like, damn, I'm gonna crash over here. Boom, boom. It's like, yeah. That's what it's like when the rhythm has to be set to get it. And that we build that up. You know what I mean? Like, we the first generation to learn this shit. Right? Ain't nobody taught us how to deal with women and family and love as men who have to maintain their masculinity, but also actually have to exude those attributes because otherwise we'll act like they ain't there. Then we turn into a fake tough guy. And then, all our shit starts shutting down. All our power starts shutting down. And
right.
Hard, and now we hate women and we're red pill, some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening. But we watching it happen to black men. And so I'm saying that to say from a lower level, whatever, like the oracles in the community are the people who require that family organization and circle of loyalty too, because they have such a huge job to initiate themselves into doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fast. And you should that last one, initiation. That's my crown card. Ace of Spades. Initiation year. Initiation year. Like, okay, that's what we've been preparing for. You know what I mean? Wow. And I was gonna look at it. I was like, all right, well, you hit the parts on it. I just want to show them the hour. You go to the hour one.
Yeah, we ain't doing no hour. Let's go. All right, let's go. All right.
You use my birthday. Go to the hour. And I'm gonna drop something from my dissertation just to wrap it.
All right, so we going to your birthday.
Oh. Then the hour is gonna be 3 p.m. 3:35 p.m.
3:35 p.m. 3:35. Oh, 3:35 p.m. Hey, bro, this is some highlight science right here, bro.
This is a highlight. I was like, I get a peek for something, showing them that hour and minute.
Does this come out right?
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
Woo!
Walk Earth.
God damn.
Hey, look.
Bro, this right here is no freaking joke, bro.
The humanitarian card for real,
right, like of values, like, and the 6 is like it's a missionary, like
right.
a missionary that like goes throughout. It's like it's a prophet. It's the prophet's card. Any time you get a 6, it's a prophet's card. And then it tells you how to use it. So this is like, you know what this is right here? I see. I'm just gonna be gangster with it because I'm in my gangster mode right now. This is like the Zulu, you being the global, like you being a pope, like the fucking global missionary for the origin of religion, what it was meant for. And all these motherfuckers try to big up the Dalai Lama and all these fake motherfuckers. Right. I'm talking about a real one. Like, no, American Aboriginal juju is the oldest shit on earth, and it's in perfect alignment with God's creation. Let's argue. Like, and then you studied in all these other systems, Eastern Islam, like we got all that stuff in our books and dissertations. So it's like you can have a whole squad that does missionary work to restore indigenous people globally. Like, look, part of your problem is your light has been hacked.
Right. That part, yo, you.
And there's a 6 of diamonds, because you know what that means. Like, this proves people who say we need to focus on economics don't understand shit, because it is values that make people spend money the way that they spend it.
Yeah.
And the values, all right, are the causal agent, and the economy becomes the effect. Change the motherfucking values, you change how people spend the money. That's called a fucking equation. Right. So now, not only is it that, it's the element of the earth. And it's the only freaking suit that has a crystal. It's a fucking crystal. It's a diamond. It's carbon.
Right.
So it's like, you don't know nothing about the distribution of resources until you learn your original religion. How the fuck you gonna know?
Right. That's who we. Hey, look, you cooking. And you know what I mean? What I learned about, that 6 of diamonds, that's our card is also my ascendant in fifth polarity. So in fifth polarity, misnomer Leo.
Right.
But y'all know we don't use astrology. But
right.
One thing I learned, because like I said, man, you was going in even before I hopped on. I said, dang, man, he touching everything that I kind of started to have revelations on that I wrapped into, because one of the with the 6 of diamonds, because I told you this before, because the sister, who is the 6 of diamonds,
right. There you go.
I said, yeah, bro, I was sitting down. I don't know this since I never met her in my life. I just seen you post about her when I do my Facebook, study. I call it my Facebook study.
Right.
And I was like, yo, dang, yeah, she came to me, she grabbed my hand, and then I was like, yo, I started to see how her life panned out, the ups, the downs, etc., the arts and culture, what she wanted to bring out, the poems and everything. And then I channeled it into my life, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write this. I even dedicated a portion of my dissertation, to her, to include her poems in there. Cause I was like, yo, and then I realized, even the missionary, I was like, yeah, that's why I created Hidden Cosmic Village. And when you brought out the 508c1, I was like, oh, yo, this is perfect, non-profit. It made sense. This is what we need to get on. Well, we're gonna do that, and we gotta do it as a team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that I was carrying that out. I was like, man, and understanding how to, distribute value and understand, like, all right, look, this the market we got to be in, y'all. This is gonna come about now. Even if it's futuristic, you just got to learn how to balance out your goals and your milestones. All right, what's your goal? Because you got the goals, but we not limited to time either. So it ain't like our milestones. You still planting your success for your milestone right now. You just understanding that, all right, I got to learn these lessons before I get there. I got to understand this portion, and then boom, I know it's gonna come out.
Right. Literally, bro. That seed definition is the clearest thing because I'll put it like this: people don't like the dry season; they like the wet season. And let me explain what I mean. When you're a seed, there's a period when you're developing what you're developing, and the shit is boring. Like, cause you got to study some shit that you ain't think that you had to study. You got to come up with little tactics, and it's like, why am I doing this shit? Why can't I just do? Because that's ease. That's the wet part. That's where it gets slippery. You got to do all the dry, boring research, study, figuring out, running some little tests with some shit, whether you're a doctor or a psychologist, whatever. You got to do all that shit. And then the water is when you start stepping to the people with it. And the reason why that's the water is because now your thing is it's live. It's not just something that you're doing. You're interacting. And you get to still do the same thing. Keep learning and observing yourself as you're going through your development.
Yep.
You might make a situation with a relationship or a business relationship that's kind of go through what somebody considers a bad thing, but nah, that's calculation of data. This is error code correction. We need the errors.
Yeah.
Ooh. In the beginning of the organism, like you gotta scale it right. In the beginning of any organism, a baby or whatever, it's going through a lot of mutation, methylation, demethylation processes.
Yeah.
By the time it gets out of the womb and start walking around, those processes have stabilized because now they can do all kind of things. But in the beginning, shit, motherfucker. That's why people be, all years, always in some controversy. I'm like, you know what? I am because I'm always doing shit. Because I'm always active, bro. You ain't active. You go to fucking work, sit down in posture, death duration, not restoration, for 8 hours a fucking day. Come home, eat a fucking nasty ass beef cheeseburger or some shit. Watch the fucking game and do that shit tomorrow. Like, of course you ain't in no controversy, nigga.
Right.
Man, so we're gonna be like all the things that you experience, like, bro, that is like a notebook.
Yeah, man, look, I got my notebook right. I bought this motherfucker from Walmart. This motherfucker got the 8-pointed star on there with 8 of them on there. I was like, damn, I got this one. I ain't even catch on. Man, but
and it's a big ass compression book. It got the fucking blue. That shit is like, this shit is coming into reality. Right? I'm writing reality, bro. I'm writing what will happen.
Right, but you right, like, because people don't understand that controversy part of it. Like, man, if you don't learn those things, you gonna go around and run into it. Then you gonna be a Dr. Khalid Muhammad. You gonna be a motherfucking Fred Hampton and all them. Who, you know what I mean, you got cooked early because, you know what I mean, you got to correct those moments. And, you know, that's one thing, like, it's temperaments to it. That's one thing I learned, you know what I mean, through even understanding, like, agriculture, like how you talked about the seedling, like, because, you know what I mean, how you break down, I ain't gonna go deep into it. I don't even need to really go deep into the side, but cytoskeleton, I understand. I was looking, I was like, oh, the cytoskeleton is like this. But the ceiling also got something called a phytochromomembran.
Yes.
And that's like the antenna. So I was like, oh, it regulates the temperature. Like, nigga, this really can't be cold at this time. Is it?
Right.
It ain't gonna be able to do its thing. Or if it's the same temperature, well, this is when it's gonna sprout. And it might sprout too early.
We got a whole body thermostat at on every level, bro.
Right.
With a full alert system.
Exactly. And so even with the controversy, yeah, it's hot. It gets heated, man. Yeah. But that's what it's supposed to be. We gotta have those type of temperatures. Cause if we don't, then how you gonna expect to be in New York and think you just gonna come to Texas and be all no, but you gotta prepare for this heat.
Right.
So, you know what I mean, those things that I learned, and you know what I mean, like even the system, like people gotta get on the system because, you know what I mean, like you said, like it's for the labor. It brings people together on every different level. And I was, you know, some people who you know, was on my team and who was on my team now is like, yeah, look, bro, like with the storytelling, how you talk about my Mars, I was like, yeah, bro, that's what I'm coming out with. That's why I'm coming out with the, I got about 2 novels that will be coming out this summer. I have 2 novels coming out this summer. And one of them, I'll give them this one. The one that's I'm working on for this year is called Toroidal Rings.
Woo! Ooh, I already know that's gonna be hot.
That's gonna be crazy. And
That's gonna be hot.
The base story or summarization of it is about a young man. It's gonna have the Zokin in there. It's about a young man, graduate high school, kind of in that high school freshman college year. He has a wife who he's courting that he considers his constant. And she's supposed to be this oracle. She's going to be an oracle. And in the story, they create these recorded videos, and she's going on there, she's going in. But the way she starts to talk, she starts to talk in future tense. Like, yeah, you're going to find your tribe. I'm going to be long gone. I'm going to return to the light. And he doesn't catch on to it. He like, crazy, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Return to the light. Like, what you plotting? She returns to the light. But he can't handle it. It's a pressure point.
Wow.
He can't handle it. So what he does is he creates tinctures to erase his memory of her. Because what I say, man, everybody got memories they be trying to escape.
Right.
And everybody don't know how to approach on how to gain clarity, wisdom, and understanding of memories to keep them, because you don't really got to get rid of it. But he approaches it a different way. He wants to erase his memory, but the memories keep coming back. That's why I wrote, and I'm in with this guy. I ain't finna hold you up. I'm in with my freestyle. Because like I said, I'm coming over with it.
Come on with it.
You want to hear it? I am with the freestyle. Because it's something I wrote. It's based on Tarot the Rings. If you don't know what Tarot the Rings is, y'all can get into the course.
Right. You are Tarot the Rings, nigga.
Right. You are Tarot the Rings. So, you know what I said, someone tell me prayer is the cousin of sleep. So every convo to myself, I make sure to repeat at least 4 times. If vision is star lines, the will of I don't do this shit for part-time, but I do create time that create the great rhyme, compressing the magic that's alleged stand the test of times. But I do hate the minds that wasted by spaded nines. Now they can't spread the light. But maybe if they drink the limes, detox a faded mind. I mean, green is Falcon. We could just reset the mind. But slowly souls fumble behind time. See, they PST. They got past time. I went to the UTC. I'm on future tense. This the future time. See, CST. I'm current now. Yeah, see?
Yo! He just literally jumped out of time. Y'all ain't hear that shit?
It's cold right there.
Yeah. Nigga, we gonna have to put a different definition to battle rap. Motherfucker, this is Star Wars rap. Nigga, what is you? This is Ether Wars.
It's a Ether Wars. That's what I got, man. I mean, I appreciate it, man. That's all. I just wanted to bring something to up here, man. Y'all.
Indeed, God. All right, let me jump to somebody else. All right, God. Salute. John Barnado in the building.
Yo.
Peace. What's going on, bro?
How's it going, man?
Bro, it's going awesome. What's up with you?
Chilling.
Are you ready to jump in? Let's see.
Yes, sir. I've been ready.
Let's see. All right, what's that birthday?
It's a 3/8/93.
3/8/1993. All right. I'm supposed to know this because I did a health read.
Oh yeah, I had hair then. I just shaved everything off. I didn't know if you remember.
All right. So, do you want to do any particular cycle or period with the birthday cards and all of that, right? To start off.
I'm actually really interested in my 7-year cycle.
Ooh, 7 year. You go long term. Let's go. All right.
Well, because it looks like I'm at the end of it. 33 right now. It's ending in 34. So I figured instead of 52, might as well jump to that one.
Okay. All right. So you want to jump down there? You want to go over some of these birth cards, or what you want to do? How you want to cook this up?
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd like to. I want to know what my birth card is, or some more information on that.
Got you. So you right here at the 2 of Spades. All right. So we talked about the two of spades earlier a little bit tonight, but the two of spades, out of all the twos, is like the one that can make a partnership or even a small group very effective at something. I don't care if you training young people through an internship or you got business partners that are in your family or friends or you get with somebody, you are the excellent partner. And what that means simply is that it increases the success of any business venture that you enter into, but it's fire. So first thing is everybody got to be on the same mental page. Like you don't want to do business with people just to do business because maybe you'll get a profit. You want someone who has the same type of mind that you have because the trajectory of the business is going to last longer. Because twos can also get into quick businesses that keep shifting because it's a moon card. All right. You want to take that moon and turn into its like water flow, intuitive power. Like, okay, this is flow state. This is not just tides. We want to stay, in a river or ocean or whatever body of water that we're in, but we want it to flow. So we got to have a boat. We got to have a sense of values, and the values are spades, light. Our minds are alike. So any business ventures that you think of is going to be that. The two is also someone who is of great service to others, but they must not burn themselves down while doing so.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I'm doing FedEx right now. I'm a delivery driver,
Okay.
but I'm in the doctor's course, and we were talking about how like my highest timeline for the chart would be a chiropractor.
Yep. That was it. That's it. Bingo.
Yeah, just because of all the issues with my body, having the Ehlers-Danlos and the bones constantly shifting and the fascia out of whack. Your FKT certification, that's going to make chiropractic obsolete within the next 10 years. I'm like, I'm definitely not going to go learn from some institution that doesn't have my best interest in heart, be broke, and have something that's not the best. So I'm going to do that. And
and then you're like I said, I think we talked about this teaching card right here, how important this key card is, because everything here, that's the health, that's like the ability to gain the conceptual understanding of the subjects and science and stuff and keeping up. This is like massive authority. Like you're going to do something new in your family line and the people that are around you that's highly authoritative, and this is the teacher. Like this is it. That FKT course, man, all I can say is everybody who wants to get into that, listen, we on another level of conversation about what the body actually is, how it functions, how you deal with pain and all of that stuff. And because you came to me with some of those issues, I remember us talking, and I remember being excited about it because it's like, oh yeah, you know what? He eventually gonna have to take this course, but because of how your cards are, you're gonna be king of spades good at it. Like, you know what I mean?
I do, just especially with that intuition that we were talking about. Double Pisces, like being a reflector. I mean, I can feel everything in someone else's body as if it's literally my own.
Right.
So being able to work with that and viscerally, feel it in those aspects, will be able to help reinterpret it back to other people in the way that it's meant to be done, not through a lens of confusion of how I want it to be.
Right. It's so wild because we just had that literal conversation in the fashion class about visceral energy and how it becomes somatic energy, and both sides. It's just crazy just hearing you say that word because we literally just were talking about that in class.
That's funny. It's a common theme for me that people always tell me I'm right on time with stuff.
There you go. We talking about that during the reading. I remember that. I literally remember that. But we were, and just on the subject of the conversation, how we talked about it was that it's a two-way street, the visceral to somatic, which is the internal structure, nervous system communicating outwardly. But then you have the outside world communicating back in. And our point was very simple. We are heavy on one side and not heavy on the other side. And the part that we weren't heavy on was the visceral communication starting from within to the outside world. Like we get all the stuff thrown at us, energy, people, bad experiences in life, or whatever. And the thing that we're missing is the internal healer. Like that's a whole experiment within itself, because now that person learns about those traumas and what, then they learn how to change, alchemize them from the inside out in their own life, and then they become an expert. So it's like when we say somebody is certified, what do we actually mean in the future? Because it's like you're gonna have to be able to, you're gonna have a story, and so yours is already written. It's crazy how it's already written, like crazy.
Huh. Yeah, I've been in this compression phase for like 8 years, just like healing my past trauma, going through things internally. So I guess it's all just pushing it into a flow of outwardly pouring into the outside for people. And you were talking about how there's like the gradient system with communication networks between people, and how you can experience memories and visions from others. And I'm like, I feel I have like this double vision thing where I'm looking outwardly, but it's like overlaid with things that I'm seeing internally as well too. And as a kid, I used to get confused between which space that I was in, and I kind of like lost sense of my view of reality. And then things would start kind of like merging together, and I was just having crazy things happening because my mind was, functioning straight from how do I say this, like the place where things come out of, I guess. So it's like what was possible.
So, it's a real thing. It's called critical flicker frequency, right? And so an example is a cat. Critical flicker frequency is way greater than a human's as we're measuring it now. And that's why when you throw a cat, it has that kind of balance. That is literally a vestibular to neuromuscular to fascia system that they have. But it's all based on what you're talking about is we think we see like them, they see a whole different thing. The only problem is if you grow up with that power, you press it, put it in a container that has, all this shit that's out of order. It's like, okay, now the child is confused. Now the child is not understanding what their power is, So now, even now you have the opportunity, because like we never, people got to understand, we never leave childhood. We grow in awareness, and we are coerced to leave childhood because it's a powerful place to be like a child, like, curious, wanting to learn, keeping that open. So with that being said, when you add in the fact that now you have this gift and you have now this super opportunity, right, to go right back where you started from, and then recognize like, oh, nah, these are not like problems. I'm a schizophrenic. No, this is extrasensory perception that my world around me wasn't experiencing. Now I was experiencing. Now you can grow that shit like crazy, like, in a very artful way. You can grow it through all the things you're learning with nutrition and health and all of these things. You get to grow it. And so that's the beautiful part of it.
Yeah, because growing up with all the trauma and everything that I had, it was like I was having to, like, I felt like an old man as a kid. And as I was getting older, I was like returning back to a child again. I had to turn a lot of the stuff off because there was so many split personalities and traumatic personalities and characters that just couldn't like cohesively come together as one coherent being. So it's like I had to untangle a lot of that along the way to the points where I am now, to be able to look back with a clear mind to see what things were actually and how they were happening, to upgrade it, like you were saying. Being that sensitive with everything while it was going on, and now that I get to clear it up, it's crazy how much I'm experiencing now.
Yeah. Because, based on the perception, your pace is going to be way faster. And it's only because, as mature beings through experience, we have the ability to make things have more momentum. And so that's with anything. So now as you go through, like, all the things you're learning and started applying it to those gifts, like, bro, people don't understand, like, and this is just my predictive mind. Like, we watch stuff like the Justice League and other stuff. Like, we're going to be doing some of this shit.
Oh yeah, materializing objects in thin air with your hand. Like, I can see.
We're going to be doing this shit. And the thing about it is, like, we're literally designed to do it. But how we are taught, anatomy, physiology, everything we believe about ourselves, it's very restrictive. And it's restrictive like not for the reason that you think. Science makes you think that they're restrictive because they want to keep discipline in order to accomplish, discovering a thing in a very same way. Then you come to start reading like, okay, what is a theoretical physicist really? It's this person that has all these wild ass ideas that go against everything that they know in order to pressure what they know. So essentially, they're behind closed doors in a fraternal organization trying to live out how everybody has a birthright to live out, and then confuse people about what they're supposed to do. Like, oh no, that theory is wild and strange. All right, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
It's crazy wordplay.
Yeah.
Putting people in shackles and cells. I have one. So like, the word is the sword, right?
Mhm.
So the quickest time I ever brought something into existence is when I literally spoke a sword into my Achilles. I was impaled with a sword all the way through my foot on the right side and out the left side. About 7 inches of the sword went through, but it was hanging up on a wall for about 2 weeks. And my whole friend group was like, "You need to take that down. It's going to hurt someone." I kept saying, "Don't worry about it." And then the night that it happened, someone was saying something about it again. And I said, "Listen, watch. If anything, that sword will not go through anybody but me." 5 minutes later, everybody was leaving the house, and the person at the door that was getting ready to leave, for some odd reason, just started pushing through everybody in the house, came up to me as I was hugging someone and shoved me into it. And it pulled the sword off the wall, and then it went right through my foot. And I'm like, literally, I mean, higher dimensional beings, like there's the machine elves, they're speaking things into existence real time. But as we're leveling up our hyperdimensionality, it's the same thing here. Like it can happen so quick.
Right.
Your word can attach to something outside of the sword. Why can't you just materialize objects straight out of the mouth real time?
Yeah. And so for people who might think we're talking crazy, right? I want to share something with you. All right. It's called Simatics, but people are misunderstanding it.
Right.
And the reason why this is important is because, like every conversation, there's a spell on people to not even have it because it's too crazy. It's too stupid. What you need to realize is, okay, you need to be introduced to the things that you experience probably, on a regular, but that you don't know what it actually is. So one of them, those things is cymatics. Cymatics is vibrations that move other objects on a plate into a particular pattern. It's sound and vibration, which is actually, I'll explain that in a minute. But anyway, the point is you got this stuff called cymatics. All right, boom, that's one part. Then you have this stuff called optical and acoustic phonon activity. This takes place in biology. So all I just did with that, comparing those two, is show you how jargon hides two things in the same place, talking about the same thing, but make it seem like it's just two different subjects. This is the energy of set, to separate and segment with no explanation and say it has to be this way. That's why it's separated, because they don't go together. Well, what is a phonon? Oh, a phonon is a vibration that can make a sound. Okay. That's over here in biology. What is cymatics? Cymatics is vibration or sound that can shape matter into a pattern, a fractal. We're talking about the same thing. So now the body is a cymatic device, and a cymatic device is literally a phonon device, meaning you can create artificial entities, right? This is the whole conjuring thing that people are saying. Oh, we're doing it with AI. AI is literally an electrical oscillated technology that's intelligent. What do you think it is? And so now it's like the things that you think are ghosts you're using to build your website, bro. You see what I'm saying? But language is dividing you. So now when you say the sword, and we go back to what the sword is, when it comes to air, when they had the original pentacles and swords was always air. So words are swords. Swords are words.
Right.
Right. So now You're using a gas, air, to bring something into existence. Shit, all of us used to be a gas. So it's like, what are you talking about? Only thing that's happening is it's compressed, so it's happening fast. So something that comes into existence slow, like a big ass planet, as opposed to something that could come into existence fast, like you holding a model of it in your hand. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing happening at different levels of vibration and time. And so it's the conversation. But go ahead, bro.
Well, I don't know. Just like in my head, you were talking about like the flicker rate frequency and how fast things come into and out of existence. So it's like it's
perception.
Right. It's where you place yourself in that speeds up the process.
Right.
Of something like that happening. So infusing more of the vibration or aligning with more of that vibration quickens the aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. And people need to understand it just like they understand regular science class where they taught you. Oh, light has a seen spectrum and an unseen spectrum. Okay, light has an unseen spectrum. That means there's something there, but the regular rods and cones don't see it. Okay, great. Then you have people who can see it and they start describing it. So it's like, oh, yeah, their critical flicker frequency is an eyeball too, but it's doing something different. And then you start illuminating that process, and then you start understanding what a ghost actually is. Oh, this is something a person can see that you can't see, but who is lying and who's telling the truth? Everybody's telling the truth. Ghosts don't exist to you because you can't perceive them, and ghosts do exist to some people because they can perceive light at other levels. And so now what it does is it calms down the conversation, because now no one has to get called names. You don't have to get called a witch or whatever because you study something different. And we get the benefit of using these things in our lives to shape our own climatic realities, our own thing. We're talking about our brother here becoming a healer of a specific type. Like, you have to understand that the real him, is shaping that. I mean, we're looking at somebody on the screen, but there's a real him shaping that. And so that part is the important part, because it's like, never lose your creativity and your desire to experiment, that child in you, because what that represents is something very, very divine. And we got to keep that, because that's how we heal. That's how we make the world better. If we go to this cold, stoic other way, we live in it.
Wow.
Yeah, we live in it. And you are in your Uranus. Is that what it says? Is it Uranus? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Uranus.
Yeah. You're in
so
your year. And then you're leading to, let's go down just to bring everything up. And so are you looking at this year and you're seeing these cards, from the little bit that you're learning about the cards and the stuff? Do you feel anything like the King of Hearts is in this sense? I think it would be more of the healing energy, because you take in the courses with the health. The King of Hearts rules health. It's like, okay, anything dealing with medicine, healing, apothecary sciences, body sciences, kinesiology, all this stuff that we're talking about, that rules that. And then you got the 6, which is what we just talked about. Like the 6, using the power of word to bring things into existence. And now this is asking you in the Uranus period to use it in a regular way, which means that you're going to have like a unique system that only you know about how you use sound to make things that you want to happen. Because it's unique. It's Uranus. It's not something that hey, let me go talk to Ali and whatever. I mean, I could share some things, but this is something that you have to experiment with, because Uranus period, the rest of it rules experiments. It rules the uncanny. It rules what is unorthodox. All right.
Trial and error, medicine for the self.
Yes. There you go.
Reconfiguration. Yeah, I'm big on writing. That's another thing. Rhythmic stuff is real big for me.
Huge. And then you got this 3 of Hearts and Ace of Diamonds next year. That's this dope one is like, okay, when is your birthday again?
3/8/93, March 8th, 1993.
Oh, so yeah, so by 2027 March, as you shift into your Neptune, you're supposed to be in your new field of healing, like activating it, because this is a child's energy again, 3 of hearts, but it's the initiate child, the one who's about to go forth and do something. You know what I mean? And it's an interactive. It's being new to something, because the hearts are the youngest; they're the children of it. So you're at the beginning of it, but you're doing at the beginning of it in a mercurial sense, like you're thinking through it. Something you have to think through. You gotta interact with, and then you got the Ace of Diamonds. That's new wealth, new resources, new money, new ways of doing things and ideas. Just like mining out a whole new labor field and economy of how you support yourself on a regular basis, and how you grow and expand your ideas. Like that's a really functional place to be. The only thing that could become dysfunctional is if you let anybody intimidate you about being new at something. Because being new at something, new at walking, you got to follow a little bit. You got to get up and go or whatever. You're not in like total threat, like you're trying to cross the street, but it is some new things. And so it's like, okay, yeah, it's all right being new at something,
right?
And being an adult, because that's something that is attacked and downplayed, and psychological games about that, because it's not secure and it's not, you need to do something that brings you resources. Like you're experimenting out here, people say anything to you to try to throw you off into the dysfunctional part of your energy, but they're there to do that. That's part of the resistance factor. It's like, all right, yeah, bring it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, honestly. Like I know exactly what it is I'm going to be doing. I'm already moving into that space. I feel like I've got through a lot of that. I guess it's just going to come into more of a compressed stage as I'm actually bringing it out and stepping into that role. But dude, once I found you, I'm like, I really don't feel so alone and fucking crazy about the stuff I'm talking about.
There's somebody out here who think all the crazy shit that I think and is out here talking about it and teaching it.
Like putting it in such a scientific, coherent manner. I'm like, bro, I knew it intuitively, but like this is that literal, like how it works down to the quirks, which is so cool to me, because the better that I can see something, how it actually functions, I can literally feel into that space as if I am now the function of that. So it's like, oh, that's how that works. So it just makes it more sound. So
yeah. Listen, we are on it. We are on it. Anything else you want to look at before I go to Brother Chris Wade? I know he's been waiting too.
So there was one thing that I was curious about, certain cards telling you whether or not like you need to live alone, or like if you like roommates and stuff like that. I know that you have a card in your system that tells you like you need to have a living space for yourself.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a lot of ways to kind of come to that conclusion. And it's also like depending on the period that you're in. So in your 7-year cycle, let's go there. I want to see something.
Because I'm so sensitive with my environment. I really don't even know if I can have someone else in the house when I'm really in my practice doing everything.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you are ruled by Neptune, so you're with the fish family. Like that family, disturbance of environment is a sacred violation. So, with the type of work that you're going to be doing, isolation is your medicine. It will feed you. I mean, it's not that you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish without it, but then again, the level you want to be at, oh yeah, you need that.
So I can feel. I've had instances where I've felt people move stuff in my house, and I'm not even at the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
I'm so in tune with it. It's like it feels like people are in my body, in my house. So
that's that Neptunian power, bro. And so yeah, it's a real thing, and that has to be cultivated. And from my experience, I got different assets as far as the cards, but similar in different suits. And so listen, the isolation for people, especially who are healers, listen, bruh, I cannot say the acceleration and the pace is not that, we only want to be alone for people who are listening. What we're saying is we have a control isolation period, which means we have to be the predominant decider of when an interaction has to take place. Some people have cards where you might be a 2 of clubs and a 7 of clubs. You're not going to care about that. You're going to want interaction, and you don't even mind if another person is more authoritative. It's like, say, if you're a wife or something like that. You know what I mean? So, but everybody has a different element in the way that they got to manifest and work that element. And so I'm saying for the healers specifically, for Brother John, we the types, we got to have that isolation period and have total control over the immediate environment, because it is going to refine and accelerate whatever we're doing at such a rate and a level. Is going to make us unique, niche. And that is where, all of the success and the interactions and the wealth and the healing and all of that takes place right in that bubble. So it is an alchemy, it's an alchemy.
That makes a lot of sense, because the whole place that I'm heading towards with this is being able to heal, like the healing with the herbs, healing with the systems is great, but I feel like the ultimate place that a healer needs to be at is to be able to lay hands or to be in the general vicinity of people. It's like the geometry within yourself can be so structured that as people walk into your general field, it can realign bones and move things back into place. And then that's what allowing other people, that's why a lot of people are either deflected from you or are attracted to you. Right. But I had an experience where, I was called to go to a park one day after I was praying to really understand how potent this healing is within inside my body and not be able to refute it to myself anymore. Right. And as I was getting out of the car, this woman had her hand slammed and crushed in a door, black and blue, looking really bad. And I walked up to her and, I told her, hey, my name's Kyle. I do experimental breathing techniques and massages. Do you mind if I take a look at your hand? And this spiral vortex of wind and energy was coming through the trees as a hawk flew over and landed in a tree branch about 10 yards away from me. And I was holding her hand, and I've never seen my hands move like this or act like it. But my face was just smiling, full of bliss. And within 2 minutes, I gave her full range of motion back into her hand. All the inflammation was gone. The bruises were gone. And she was able to walk away with it. The woman next to me was looking at me in disbelief. She literally asked me if I was God.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to be funny with her, just don't say anything.
Right. Play with her.
We're all this thing, And then she had some fluid in her knee, and she was trying to figure out, from all the doctors, how to get it out. And, my logical brain started going well, how do you pull fluid out of a system? And I started noticing how I was moving away from the healing practice. I said, anything can be transmuted or alchemized. So whatever it is can just dissipate from the system completely. So I started moving my hands down her leg and pulling the energy out the bottom. And you saw her swollen knee start to go down further. The hawk jumped out of the tree, landed in the bush, and I sat with it for a couple minutes, looked it in the eyes, and then it flew off. And I'm like, okay, this is nuts. I'm meant to eventually be at a phase and state to where I am the literal medicine and the thing that can pull any disease or problems out of a person's body without an external source of it.
Listen. So that's what I was talking about earlier to Yogi, and again, here we go. You're a Neptune, you're a Pisces. So we're right there at this conversation again of being in two worlds. And the benefits and the power and the potential abilities of those particular things. And it's a very simple thing. First, you're doing it, you're exuding this one very well. You have to have confidence in what you're observing in yourself. The moment, doubt sets in or any of those things that you allow outsiders to penetrate, that cuts the power off. That's the first stage.
Exactly.
And then the next stage is the preparation, which is, okay, now I got to look this in. Like you said, who thinks like us. So now actually are discussing what we're calling extrasensory, powers in that sense. And in the last stage, it's literally very simple, the classroom, the experiment. So as you learn what you learn, you go out and you literally experiment. The only time I've had an experience like that, and my two daughters can verify, is that I was super high one night, like so high where you get to the point where you're like, okay, my body did this for a reason because I did something that I usually do that I don't feel like this. So I'm aware of what's happening. And let me say this to somebody, if you ever get like really high, like you have to realize that the sword or even just the thought is very powerful at that moment. Whatever you tell the body you want it to do, and telling is how you're feeling, telling is how you're really perceiving. It's going to do that. So if you panic, of course, you're going to go into a panic because you told it to panic, but you didn't know you were telling it to panic. Anyway, the point is, I had a injury to my ankle. And so I was in the bed and I'm like, I know when I'm at that door. And all that happened was I sat on the bed in my room. I have a little red light in there. And my hand started doing some kind of thing. I don't know. It was like pressure points. And I was pressing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let it happen. I did it to my ankle for about 15 seconds. And then I just laid down. I was like, whatever that was the first time. I've never done that before. So I don't know. Let me just sit in it. And I just sat in it. My daughters were calling me. And I didn't realize that they were calling me. This was a few years ago. Because they wanted me to prepare something that I was supposed to prepare for them. Some food. But I was upstairs, laid out in the room, jet black, just sitting there. And then when I realized, damn, I got to make the stuff for them, I hopped up, ran down the stairs, and just started making the stuff. I'm making it. And then 10, 15 minutes, that's all it took me to make it, was some particular type of salmon. I made it, and they was like, oh, you did that fast. You did that fast. So I'm feeding them or whatever. We just sitting there talking. And then she's like, oh, but your leg don't hurt no more. I stopped and realized, like, because, I spaced out. I stopped and realized, like, oh, shit. That's how it happens. Sometimes, because that moment of them, my duty to my children is very high to me. And that is in guidance, correction, or whatever. Like, I got 6 children, and they're older now, but, this was a few years ago. So when I tell them I want to do something, and I know, especially something like dinner, like I like to be, I like for them to taste the food a certain way because it sparks a conversation about the food, and it's doing other things, spiritual things, protection, all that. Prayers over food is a real thing. It's just that you have to understand that it's just how your mind. Anyway, I was so locked into like, damn, I promised them, let me go knock that out. I forgot. And I had already did the thing, whatever that was. It never happened again. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it was. It was some type of pressure point system that I downloaded or some shit. And so I'm saying that to say, to back you up, people might be thinking, no, this shit happened. And I have a lot more stories about other stuff. This stuff is real. That's the first stage. And then now when you get to the point where you know your goal, you're already there. It's like, all right, you are the goal. You're just unraveling this thing, this power that you have to yourself into awareness through experience, experiment, which is you're giving it attention. This is what they mean by giving worship to something. It's not what you think it is. It is the repeated discipline, sometimes undisciplined, necessary steps because you understand that something very valuable is there, a God, but not what you're thinking about, not what you think it is. It's further unfolding of your purpose in service to humanity, really. And so we just need that formula back.
Hell yeah. Complete surrenderance and comfortability in a new rhythm holds the energy and vibration in place. So it's like getting comfortable with that space. So I heard you say, like you didn't know what was going on. You felt like your body was not possessed, but like moving on its own.
It was moving without me telling it to move.
Right.
In the way that I know to tell it. But because I'm crazy, like people call me crazy, I am. Because when something like that happens to me, I never panic. I'm always so curious about it. I'm like, okay, I just got to breathe and relax and let it happen. Because now I'm getting something a different way than what we get it. And then after it was done, I knew to go down to my leg, and I was like, okay. And it was doing stuff. I was like, let me lay down and respect what just happened.
Well, this is where people mess up in that space, is because like true surrenderance, like a lot of people don't understand what that really is or what that feels like. It is so foreign when you first feel it, because it doesn't feel like you at all. You're in a constant state of surprise. You're completely present. You don't know what's about to happen. It's like because since the body's the vessel for the high, you're a secondary component of the awareness aspect that gives it that channel to be able to move in that way.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck, so it's like learning a newer, higher, aspect and God part of yourself.
Because we get confused and we think that by causal reality we're the body, and we're not. that's like we talk about it all the time. I'm a spiritual being having human experience. People say that, but like to experience that shit is liberating. Like it's like freeing a slave, bro. Like you like, oh, I was living a whole nother way, or I was rejecting this part of me, and now that I've embraced it, it's not the same ever.
You talk about it, like once your mind comes online, either you spend the rest of your life trying to get back to that, or you never go back once it's solidified. And when this stuff started first happening to me, I'm like, past 13 years, I've just been on trying to be stable with it from what I experienced. Those demons, man, they really come in. Like when I was first walking up to that woman, I didn't even know what was going on. The only thing that I first heard was, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to help her. The only thing that I said, I didn't even give any attention to anything. I said, just watch me, And I went over there and healed her hand. And that was it. I was like, all right, well, I definitely got, my confirmation tenfold. I know that this is possible and within me. So.
Yeah. And the resistance factor is like, people don't understand what that is. It's like, okay, at the end of the day, it is initiation. It's like, okay, because you have to decide, what's louder, what, and who is that voice in there? That's me too. You know what I mean? That's the me that,
right.
that might make me stagnant. It's like, oh yeah, there's a quantum world where that decision could possibly happen. And no, we're going to listen to the supreme being only. Religions talk about this all the time, but how many people are not following it? Like that's the curse. It's like you're saying one thing and then you're not doing it. And every time the challenge comes, you bow to an ulterior force, Satan or whatever y'all want. It's got names for it. It's like, no, you're doing that all the time. Like that's what you're fucking doing. And so that's why the world is in the state that it is, because people are lying.
Right. Lack of responsibility and intake of their own power.
Yeah. It's like, once we learn and we see we're the experimental model, because we have to prove that this shit works. Like we have to prove that there are groups of people who get together and do business with each other and all kinds, but this is what we're using as our system. Like this is ours. So, yeah, man, it's a dope space to be in, bro.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm going to get Brother Chris Wade on, but salute to Brother John.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir. Indeed, God. All right. Let me add on.
Please.
What's going on, family? What's good?
What's going on? Nothing much. Just watching this. A great live stream.
Oh, yeah. We having fun tonight, brother. We having fun. So you want to take a look? All right.
Yeah.
All right, what's that birthday, family?
06/10/2006.
Got you. Gemini season. You want to look, what cycle you want to look at first, or you want to just choose anyone?
I'm really interested in my 7 years.
There we go. All right, 7 year. All right, so let's go look at the cards first, and we're just gonna do free flow. Like what you want to look at first. You were 7 of diamonds, third polarity. Any of this stuff look familiar to you?
I've been familiar about like card system and stuff.
Oh, good. Somebody studied. All right, so let me open this up and share it just so we see it. Wow, there we go. Okay, so where we going, bro? Just we freestyling.
All right. So everything looks right. You wait, yeah, scroll down.
Got you. So we got the daily, and then we got the 7 year. Which one you want to look at?
Let's look at the daily first.
All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So it's giving you a Venus day. And today's cards were Jack of Hearts and Three of Hearts. Whoa, what is that? Hey, whoa. What's going on today? Did something happen?
Work was normal. Well, normal as in like hectic. Like
Okay.
I work with kids and stuff.
Oh, I was about to
and,
say, where the children at?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the children like, hold on, it's something with you. It's something with children. There you go. Verification. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So that makes sense. All right. Got you. So that was a regular children flow day. Jack of Hearts, a lot of giving energy to them. What type of work do you do with them?
Just basically a camp counselor.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm normally like the support, usually going back and forth classroom to classroom, making sure everybody has their kids, head count, everybody has a snack, nobody has to go to the bathroom, all that stuff.
Got you. All right, so Thursday, you got Friday, Saturday. Man, you get some money on Saturday? You getting paid, bro? What's going on?
I have been putting in those hours, so hopefully.
Okay, yeah. So you got some new money, new ideas, something coming on your Jupiter day on Saturday. Maybe it's a person that you interact with at the place, but okay. Yeah. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, you got a Nine of Spades and Neptune. Are you closing out any business with anybody or paying off anything on Tuesday? Or because that Nine of Spades
Tuesday, I
can.
might be because I do have a credit card thing I need to pay off.
Okay. All right.
Is out.
Yeah, you got a Nine of Spades on Tuesday. Keep that in mind. That's in a Neptune phase, but so Neptune phases, you don't want things to creep up on you or something to get cloudy or cause confusion or
Right.
loss of, anything on that day. Yeah, just being careful on that day. If you have anything the day before that like gets testy with anybody in any way, I don't care if it's a parent, it's a child, it's a work, where make sure that thing cool down quite fast, because whenever you have that Nine of Spades, things can get hot. I don't care what kind of situation it is. So, but it'll be good for you to see it now and then kind of look at it and look back on it and say, hey, that's how a Nine of Spades plays out, in my regular rhythm of life.
It hasn't really been like how you say it is, like the death card, and
Right.
it's like you shouldn't go out or you shouldn't do anything from your normal routine.
Well, you can, but it just depends on the temperature. So that's all I'm saying. Like the 9 can be like a dope day to go work out. Like, you know what I mean? It could be so many things. It's very flexible. But if you get into like, let's say you and your wife had an argument the day before and your next day is a 9 of Spades. It's like, okay, that needs to be calmed down so it doesn't turn into the end of the relationship or, impulsive end. So whenever you feel any chaos or heat coming around anything that's 9, I always tell people, I give that caveat to just kind of pay attention because Uranus and Neptune roles are the unexpected and something that kind of sneaks up on you. But if you know the energy prior to, you're there, the aware observer. So it's like, can't surprise me, and I can avoid the damaging problems that can cause, on a small level or on a larger level. It's just like, how we do our exercises in life, getting ready to understand a system like this. But yeah, that's your week. You want to look at something in the 7 year? You want to go into something deeper on this week?
Yeah, we can take a look at the 7 year.
All right, so let's go. Current age 20, plate 2, Neptune. All right, so we got the different cards, and we are in your 20th year. All right. And just starting this 20th year. Okay. If you have anybody with an 8 of hearts birthday that you like, you gotta be careful because 5 of hearts in a functional way is like lots of fun trips around family and people you love, or a relationship that's really it's a lot of happy moments, surprisingly happy moments. But then it can also be the opposite. The disappointment in love, problems with love relationship, love types of things, the parents that get divorced, sister, people close to you getting divorces or having problems or breakups, you having a problem or breakup with someone of some sort. So that's the kind of basic outline of the energies. You know what I mean? The 8 of hearts is someone in authority, positions of authority that's sharing a lot of emotional energy, love energy, family energy with someone, or like you said, with children. But you're in a position of authority. You're expected to be responsible about this and that, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, the functional side of these cards is super dope. The dysfunctional side is cold, icy, and breaking apart. So that rhythm is there and available the whole year, and it's your perception, your groundedness that can bring out the functional or dysfunctional in any situation. Even if somebody else is dysfunctional, don't mean you have to be, and don't mean your energy has to be swayed so much by someone's dysfunction, because you understand what it is. It's like they have a strong desire or expectation or something, and then something happens and people get upset. It's like, okay, I have the power of charm and influence with people to curb that, for groups of people, for individuals, for children who might be troubled, for my mom or dad that might be going through a breakup, or my relationship itself. That energy is going to be present in some form. And so as you detect it, it's like, all right, I know how to navigate this to get some fun out of it. And I also know, be careful. That's going to be with any of it. Do you know anybody that might have a 5 of hearts or 8 of hearts card that's close to you?
Not the 5 of hearts, but the 8 of hearts. The only person I can think of is my mentor. The one who's been like teaching me all like this cartomancy stuff.
Okay. So, well, that'll be interesting, because now, I'm not, sowing this into existence, but we have to make sure that the relationship with the mentor doesn't have any disturbance, for any particular reason. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, that's person of authority. Okay, boom, mentor. And what types of 5 of hearts dysfunctional energy are capable between y'all two, or from a surprising angle, somebody else who might be trying to sow dissent. Just to be aware, and awareness is the opportunity to go in a different direction, and make that something else.
You hitting the head on the nail and stuff, because I have been thinking about, like, I'm learning. I'm pretty much like picking up on this stuff like very, very quickly, and
Right.
I'm wondering if he's running out of stuff to teach me on. Like, you've already been through
yeah.
how to read the daily cards, how to do the 13-day period, how to do how to read the birth chart, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Because we're gonna have videos and stuff up and loading. So you're gonna learn. I promise you, you're gonna learn things that he has absolutely not even thought of. Like,
I'm
and
down for it.
yeah, because we're gonna do we uploading the classes to YouTube tomorrow, so y'all gonna have all those classes y'all can study from how we do the system. And we're talking about the system from where it comes from, like specifically what calendar, the time period, what the system actually represents in a functional society. You know what I mean? Like this is real, and what it represents in magic and prediction science. Like it's a real thing. So, yeah, our level of study of the cards is very, very unique. Even goes up into the health, and it deals with the psychology and the pedagogy behind the cards. Because people can make this like astrology and try to get you in a fate locked in type thought about these energies. Man, this is you sitting at the seat as the orchestrator and the artist to paint, conduct what you like with your script. And so that's a very, very powerful thing just to understand. So from that point, you are the navigator of your reality. And then people will be able to tell how you think and how you move that you're dealing with something that they're not dealing with. And they're going to be intrigued. So, you can deal with that how you want to deal with it, whether it's education, quietness, or whoever. You got to be selective with every group of people and every person. But yeah, that's a big thing. The 5 is, you shifting gears away from some aspects of maybe what you learned from your mentor into a whole new Uranian. 5 is ruled by Uranus. So it's a gear shift, but it could be peaceful. Just, after a while, your uniqueness is going to shift roles unless he comes and studies the same thing, you'll be his teacher.
Maybe.
No, yeah, reality. Like I'm telling you what I know, not in the sense of you trying to be his teacher, but your capacity. It's like this. If you had 2 engineers who went to the same school and let's say they work for a military defense company, if one goes and gets some experience that the other one doesn't have, and they are into the invention of this stuff, and he comes and makes some crazy shit to sell to the United States government because he got that more experience, it's just because of that experience. It doesn't make the person better or worse. It's just that experience. And so that is going to be noted. And that's what makes people get tight when that acceptance is not present. It's like, okay, if somebody studies some stuff that you didn't study, you automatically become a possible teacher or more advanced at that particular thing than them. It doesn't mean that they can't study and whatever, but I've been in these positions before, and I'm saying that to say, like, I have teachers throughout my life, but they were studying Islam and Sufism and Nation of Islam stuff and whatever. And now when they look at me, they're looking at me. Some of them don't even talk to me, bro. These are people who I was in the so-called trenches with. They're like, what is he talking about? But won't talk to me about it. They won't sit down like, okay, you want to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you ain't trying to really reach out like that because you got a lot of people around. You got a lot of followers. You got, all these things, and you think somebody is going to disturb that. I ain't here to disturb that. But now you want to keep slaves. So it's like the cards always reveal what's going on. And so I've experienced that with teachers before where there's a hard shift. And it's like, oh, the hard shift is reflective of what was really going on. Like, why are we mentors? We're supposed to be mentors about education. So our position as students is, paramount. So I'm just saying the cards always reveal the energy. And so when you have that 5 of hearts, you just have to be mindful and aware and then, let things flow.
All right.
Indeed. Oh, man, we almost at 12 o'clock, bro. Listen, we've been on here for a minute. 3.5 hours?
Is it like 3 hours?
Yeah, 3.5 hours. All right, y'all know I'm about to get up out of here. I didn't even realize I'm here this long, bro. All right, bro. I appreciate you, though, fam.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Oh, I did not know I was about to go on to 4 hours, bro. What the? I had other plans to study some stuff tonight. I'm looking like, you're supposed to be off at 10:30 to do that. It's all good. Guess what? This is recorded in the future, in July. Those of you who subscribe to what? SheProphecy.com. Let me put that back up in there. Take your ass to the app. Take your ass to the app. Register, bro. Go on the app, register for what's going on. Try it out. Start studying. If you master this, bro, there's nothing I can tell you. My life is the proof. I have to use my own life. Over 2 decades working for myself. Everybody's saying, what you doing? You should be going to the NFL. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should go to medical school. You should go. Bruh. Outpacing, now I'm 51 years old, outpacing anybody who would have been in those fields. All my health, like all of my health. All of my vitality. I ain't got no erectile dysfunction going on or nothing, bruh. I'm a stallion. Like, we got to talk real talk. Niggas get 50 and they shit stop working. Relationship dry up. Money dry up. Ideas dry up. It's like, nigga, that's not how we supposed to be moving. And I ain't got no crazy shit going on in my life. Nothing. Crazy people come around me all the time. And all kind of, like, bruh, I'm in cruise control. Even when the bumps and the turbulence come, bruh, I'm dipping and sliding and dipping and dipping and sliding and slipping and dipping. Bruh, I don't give a fuck. I have to say it. Like, people be tripping about me sometimes. I'll just lay it out straight. They think like I'm all involved in the thing like they're all involved in it. I'm talking about dumb shit. You had some dumb shit pop off last year. Like, but I don't be involved in that shit. Besides the fact that I'm studying, I am on to the next. That's why I can always accomplish my goals. And people will see controversy maybe going on along the tribe, and they thinking like, bro, I'm still over here. I got 3 books lined up, 2 documentaries, whatever is going on with, my family or whatever. I got all the shit going on in pace, in rhythm, in stride. And even when I got opposition, I know how to deal with it, and I'm going to deal with it with the highest level of integrity. And so all I'm saying is there's no excuse, and at the bedrock of me being able to deal with that is getting my indigenous religion back. I addressed earlier I can't believe you were they're trying to tie me to Islam, bro. Are you kidding me? Now, this is not disrespect to Quran or history or reality. I'm talking about the convoluted doppelganger clone shit that y'all all dealing with. You think I'm concerned with that shit, bro? Like, I would have to be crazy to be in here trying to uphold myself to a Hadith Arabized standard in order to appease you so my life looks a certain way to you so I don't offend you. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, not one. Or nobody attached to it. If you want to attach yourself to that, that is your choice. That is your ignorance. That is your whatever you want to be. You are restricting your own human potential. Go right ahead. You have a right to. But we dealing with, like, I'm not even teaching what we dealing with yet. I'm talking about it. We could talk about it, bro. Like, we could have the conversation. Y'all talking about all kind of shit, but these people are time traveling. You talking about Mandela effect? No, that's somebody that went back and fucked with some shit that was the other way, and they're teasing you with it. There ain't no Mandela effect. That is Project Pegasus, bro. You create a closed plasma gate, and the gate is filled with inert gases. You can go into other time periods, bro. Like that is a present technology. People talking about all kind of crazy shit that's going on. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy shit going on. That don't mean that I ain't about to eat my bison and my quinoa and my veggies and chill and watch the comedy show. I don't give a fuck if somebody time traveling. That's not gonna run my cortisol up. Great. Maybe one day we will. Well, we're already time traveling. We're reading in the future. Our minds are there. But we're talking about taking bodies to places. Anyway, the point is you are here to have a glorious experience. And you following the template of other people, the messenger told you that the mother book was coming. All you people, you Africans, the Dogon told y'all that the Nomos Enaganos, who was injured by Yorugu, was coming back. You Buddhists, you're looking for the Buddha. You Christians is looking for Jesus. You Muslims is looking for the Mahdi. And I'm telling you, it's black people in America who come into their indigenous paradigm that are all of those things. All of those things that you're talking about, that's the little man over here in the West. We got the mother book. I got the mother book on a motherfucking app in 2026, nigga. I put the book of seven seals on the internet. The real one, bro. The one that deals with time and reality and unfolding magic, motherfucker. We not playing. This is not fake no more, bitch. It's not fake. I know I be having fun, but I'm having fun talking about some very useful things. They are not conventional. Ain't nobody introducing you to a cult. Motherfucker, you ain't never gotta see me. This ain't no, what's the boy's name who got the special on the thing? This ain't no Nature Boy. I seen another dude. I had never heard of this dude. Jamal Rashid. They doing a special on him. Who is this dude? I don't want to speak ill of somebody. He might be still around. So, brother, I don't know you, and I'm saying you guilty, but they got a crazy-ass cult show on you. The point is you never have to deal with that dumb shit. Even up to the big boys. The big boys y'all like to follow. Y'all know the NOI big boys in Chicago. I ain't going to speak ill of people because we got elders and they on their way out. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Ain't no way you're supposed to be studying Scientology when you got this. You want to be clear? Like, L. Ron Hubbard wasn't clear. L. Ron Hubbard was I ain't going to call him a bad name on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. Funny Money, Reverse Rainbow People, Aleister Crowley, Do As Thou Wilt. Yeah. Parsons. This was his group. Like, if you are around Aleister Crowley and you're a man, your booty hole ain't virgin. We just gonna keep it straight. So that is a tradition that they share in these circles. You want to know why Hollywood is Hollyweird and all of that? No, this is a old Neanderthal initiation ceremony. And so all I'm saying is that is a real world. And these cult leaders who are coming amongst them, you notice they always got some weird sex shit going on. And then weird stuff and weird things happening to people and stealing money. And then it just gets up and up and up and up. And it's like, it might be your Babalao or your Ianifa. They charging you $2,500 for the initiation. Man, I got to pay $2,500 to learn about God or deity or source or creator. How do I feel about Dr. Malachi Z. York? I don't feel nothing about Dr. Malachi Z. York. Absolutely nothing. But I'm glad he's in jail since he confessed himself to 74 counts of child molestation because he thought he was only going to get a little bit of time to take the plea deal and you would get out in 3-4 years or whatever. They had a little plan for him. That judge tricked him. And he got his ass handed 135 years. Listen, you need to understand something. Dr. York contacted me to help him with this case. I still have all the paperwork. All of the strategies. This is before I knew he was doing all the shit. Then I realized, like, oh, he figured out who I am. He's starting to steal my stuff from my books. I was like, oh, this is weird. Then I'm like, oh, he wanted to be a diplomat from Liberia, a Native American that had immunity. He wanted to be like 5 different things in this legal paperwork. I'm like, you can't do that. Then I found the testimony because I had to do all the research. So I'm like, you pled guilty? Why did you plead guilty to 74 counts of child molestation? Niggas start acting funny then. Because, I'm dealing on principle too. So I'm not about to fucking help you if you pled guilty to 74 counts of fucking with babies. Nobody's saying nothing. Oh, all right. I already know what this is. Now I'm looking around like, oh, this is the same NOI shit that I came from around them people. Same shit, but a different way, different maneuver. And so, hell no. Don't bring no Dr. York nothing around me. No Dr. York soap. No Dr. York DVDs. No Dr. York tablets. No Dr. York Nuwapic. No Dr. York video. I don't want nothing with Dr. York around me. Dr. York is a weirdo. Certified. Stole all kind of stuff from Noble Jew Ali, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, didn't give credit, tried to give credit, discredit. Like his whole shit was like, bruh. And then he had a child named Polite. Same person, same entity, same clone, same doppelganger, same doing the damn same shit. Like, motherfucker, I've seen that exorcism before. Yeah, he in jail for trying to mess with children, bruh. Giving children diseases, STDs. I was in Philly, bro. I got a lot of receipts. Hey, people coming to me to get healed from herpes. They say they got it from their dad. The fuck, nigga. Yeah, the hormone sexual. So no, we not into none of that. Look. All this thing is teaching you is look your birthday up and study yourself as hard as you can. That's all I'm presenting. I'm presenting nothing to you. I don't want no compounds. I don't want none of that shit. I want you to learn about yourself at the highest level of learning. I'm about to get off of here, bro. I'm going to do more readings. I promise you this. What's the day? Thursday? Sunday night, I'll come back and do more readings. And I'm going to have Izata first, Ramel Shibata, if y'all come on, you and Izama. Izata. I'm about to call you the God already. Izata. You and Izata, I got y'all first. Code name, I got you too. I got all y'all. We going to go in. And I'll shorten them up because I was just talking because this is the first one. So I wanted to get some quality. But we'll speed it up, go a little bit faster, pick up the pace, and y'all going to, I'll do my thing. I can get into trance and start calling shit out in your life. You know what I mean? Boost of Zayas. Boost! Boost about to stomp a Puerto Rican mud hole in the middle of the Barclays Center. Y'all know how much I like boxing. I'm about to be turned this Saturday. Like, bro, watch my channel because I might be on this motherfucker streaming the craziest shit. I might be outside fighting myself. Let me stop, bro. Hey, love y'all. I'll be back on Sunday. We're going to do more readings. Sign up for the app. See y'all niggas later. Peace.